All right, everybody. It is now just 6:08 on this Wednesday evening. No severe weather so far, but we've got a line of intense thunderstorms moving their way out of Middle Tennessee and starting to enter the Cumberland Plateau. So I wanted to jump on here. We're going to start you fresh from the west, and we're going to be watching this storm system move off to the east. I will say this, though, off the bat, that this storm is expected to continue to weaken as it progresses eastward. As we get closer to 7 o'clock here tonight, again, we start to lose some of that daytime heating. But with that said, we've got a couple of special weather statements to pass along here this evening, already across parts of the Cumberland Plateau. And so that does include places like Fentress County and also Cumberland County. Special weather statement for Fentress County running until 6:45 p.m. That would be Eastern Daylight Time, and 6:45 also for Cumberland County. That stretches all the way down. Now we've got another special weather statement for Bledsoe County as well as Sequatchie County. So a special weather statement meaning that the storm's not strong enough for a severe thunderstorm warning, but strong enough that it's going to produce some pretty strong winds. I think the winds out of some of these storms are going to be upwards of about 45 miles per hour. So under that severe weather criteria. We are also talking about the potential for some hail out of this storm system as it continues to work its way eastward. We got colder air aloft, and that's really going to be the story. But the other side of the story is that while we are under a level 2 risk for severe storms, the Storm Prediction Center has kind of pushed that or rather increased the coverage for East Tennessee weather from what I was talking about this morning, or even at the lunch hour anyways, that a level 2 risk for severe storms. So we'll see how this all plays out together as we run through the evening hours. Make sure you have a way to receive that weather information. Of course, I will be live doing severe weather coverage on all East Tennessee weather platforms. That does include Facebook and TikTok and Instagram, as well as Roku TV, Amazon Fire, and YouTube. So if you are joining this evening on the app here, and again, I did not notify everybody in East Tennessee about the live severe weather coverage. We just kind of warned everybody basically from Knox County westward. And as the storm continues to progress eastward, we will warn everybody else. But this whole point of the story is that we're getting into the evening rush hour, dinner time. Kids are going to be heading off to ball games and practices here this evening. And as the storms move on through, we want to keep everyone up to date. So we've got the special weather statements as of right now, and no severe thunderstorm warnings, but let's take you to the northwestern sections of town. Across parts of Fentress County, we've got a pretty solid cell moving its way into Fentress County. Now, again, I'm looking at the radar coming in from Nashville. You'll see something new to the platform this evening. You'll see watches and warnings showing up there front and center on the bottom of the screen. So hopefully those pop up in a good, timely manner. So you'll hear maybe a little beep showing up as well. But a nice solid cell moving its way along Highway 127 in Fentress County. It's pushing its way into Jamestown right now as we stop this and take a look at some of the winds inside the storm system. We are going to continue to see some pretty strong winds. So the leading edge of the storm system pushing its way into Fentress County, we could see winds gusting to about 64 miles per hour or so. Now, again, this is showing up from the Doppler radar in Nashville. And so, unfortunately for you folks on the Cumberland Plateau, you're kind of in between. You are not kind of. You are 100% in between the Morristown radar and the Nashville radar. And with that, the radar is going to be hitting higher into the storm system. And so, as we've talked about during the winter season and whatnot, we don't really always see what's happening down at the surface. So you can see that special weather statement showing up on the screen there expires in 33 minutes. Does include Fentress and Cumberland County, that special weather statement. So the point of the story is, while just above the surface, we're seeing 40 to 60 mile per hour winds, are those actually being translated or transferred down to the surface? And I think the possibility is yes, that some of these could be. So we'll see what the Weather Service does with this and see if they issue a severe thunderstorm warning for this one. So far, it's just a special weather statement. Again, right along Highway 127, Highway 154, so alert. Jamestown, you're in the thick of it right now. Alert, if you're not in it yet, you are going to be shortly. We got places like the Big South Fork there. So again, a nice rural area, a lot of trees, but with this kind of weather, we can get down trees, and that's going to be a concern. Listen, I went and talked to a school today and talked to a bunch of kids, and I said, don't always be so concerned about a tornado warning, because severe thunderstorm warnings, damaging winds can cover a greater coverage, greater extent, and can cause just as much damage as tornadoes here in East Tennessee. So we'll definitely going to keep you posted on that. We've got some showers already starting to show up across parts of Scott County, working down into parts of Morgan County, so a little bit of rain there. The rest of East Tennessee is currently dry, but we've got some pretty strong cells and a strong line of showers already working their way out of Sparta and Cookeville, and now starting to work into the western sections of Cumberland County. So places like Woody and Pleasant Hill, Lake Tansy, Crab Orchard, Fairfield, Glade, Heads Up, places like Melvin, and even a little bit further south along Highway 127, from Cold Spring to Melvin, Pikeville, to Palo. We've also got Dunlap and Center Point, and then even further to the south, the Whitwell area, South Pittsburgh, and just to the west of Chattanooga. So let me switch the radar to the high top radar here, and you get a better idea of what's going on south of the Cumberland Plateau. So we're still quite a ways away for you folks in Chattanooga, Pittsburgh, and the Sequatchie Valley, but we do have that special weather statement. Some of the latest information now coming in from my in-house computer model. We've got places like Pikeville about 6:27 p.m. This is Eastern Daylight Time. Cold Spring at 6:31, Melvin at 6:38, and Evansville at 6:42. Hail's not going to be a major player with this. This is going to be all damaging winds for the most part. Now, we do have a 2% probability from the Storm Prediction Center for an isolated tornado, so we'll have to watch out for that. One thing you're going to notice on the screen there is something called a BTI. That's the Barron Tornado Index. It goes all the way to 10. It's a 2.3 right now, so while we do have some instability and some spin in the atmosphere, so far, so good. And now the BTI has gone down to a 2.2. The storm right now in and of itself is racing to the east-northeast at 59 miles per hour, but the whole line itself is moving at about 35 to 45 miles per hour. So it is moving at a pretty decent clip and will continue to work its way into the rest of East Tennessee. Back to the Nashville radar, the strongest part of the cell now across parts of Fentress County, Overton County, and working its way into the western sections of Cumberland County. While we don't have necessarily a lot of severe weather so far, I am going to show you a forecast model here, and let's show you what it looks like here over the next couple of hours. Because if I look at your future scan, which, by the way, don't forget to go to your app store tonight. If you're joining me right now on Facebook, download the East Tennessee Weather app. Help another local business, but it goes above and beyond helping me. It helps you because it travels wherever you go. As long as you allow notifications and location services, the app will travel wherever you go. You'll get lightning data. Lightning is the first line of defense. When you get that notification from the app itself, you'll be like, okay, hold on a second. It's within 15 miles of me. Let me check it on the radar. So you click on that alert. It'll take you to the interactive radar. And when you push play, it'll do exactly what this scan is doing. All right, here we go. Severe thunderstorm watch for Cumberland and Fentress County. That's already been in play. That expires in 2 hours and 44 minutes. But the app itself will give you a future cast of 2 hours, which is a great tool. Now, is it perfect? No, nothing's perfect in life, right? But it's going to give you a good idea of when you can start to expect storms based on storm motion coming in from the Doppler radar. So it's a great tool, not to mention the watches and warnings and, of course, the lightning data that you will get with the app itself. So over the next couple of hours, you can see how this has a slow progression. Let me expand the view a little bit more and take you to the rest of East Tennessee so everybody else knows exactly what to expect. Again, it's got a northeast and southwest orientation to the storm system. And so it's going to work its way into Campbell County, Claiborne County, before it works its way into Knox County and Anderson County, as well as Roane County. So again, it is going to continue to slowly slide its way off to the east, but some of the storms themselves are moving at a pretty good clip at about 45 miles per hour. So something to keep in mind as we progress through the evening hours. That would take us all the way to, what time is it right now? 6:16. So that takes us all the way to 8:16, 2 hours. And again, that's a future cast. What you're looking at on the screen is a future cast right now. It's been an incredibly warm and windy day around East Tennessee. All right, so back to the radar reflectivity we go. We'll swing you back to the current time. This is what's going on. So heads up in Scott County and also Morgan County. You'll be next in line. No severe weather on this storm system as it stands, but it is going to pack some strong gusty winds up to about 45 miles per hour. Could see some hail out of the system as well. So when you look at the velocity out of this storm system, the winds inside the storm, we do have some stronger winds now showing up just past the Fentress County or Jamestown area. So within Jamestown, could be upwards of about 55 miles per hour, which is still technically under severe thunderstorm warning criteria. You come down a little bit further and not nearly as strong winds, but we've got about 40 to 55 mile per hour winds around the storm system on the leading edge of it and just within the storm itself and on the backside of it as well. And so that's what we're going to be watching here for the rest of the evening hours as this continues to progress its way a little bit further to the east. When you look at your hail, We don't have a lot of hail showing up. That's your hail. When we look at the debris signatures, again, we may have some debris just from the strong gusty winds being lofted up, but we are not looking at necessarily any rotation showing up right now. So weak rotation showing up with these storms, which is great news to pass along. But again, this whole story, the whole storm system itself, it has a better chance of producing damaging winds. All right, Chase, that would be East Tennessee weather. So if you just go to your app store and search East Tennessee weather, for those of you that do not have the app, I will throw a link into the chat itself so you can follow along right there within the app. I am broadcasting front and center on the East Tennessee weather app. Or if you just go to your app store and search East Tennessee weather, you get watches and warnings, live weather updates, you get severe weather coverage, and so much more. Lightning data, daily forecast weather updates, and it works anywhere you travel to. I've got a friend right now in Turks and Caicos, and it is working down in Turks and Caicos as it stands. All right, I just threw the link in there. That's what it looks like right there, coming from East Tennessee weather. And if you just click on that link, and now if the link is not working for you, make sure, let's see if that link is not working, just go to your app store and search East Tennessee weather. What's going to happen here in West Knoxville? We are going to get some pretty good showers and thunderstorms, but probably not for a couple of hours, Janice. I think it's going to be a little bit before the storm actually makes its way back in. So we'll go back to the radar and show you what's going on. So it's just now pushed its way through Fentress County, starting to enter the northwestern sections of Scott County. So it's right over the Big South Fork right now. Beautiful part of East Tennessee, by the way. Nice and rural, but a gorgeous part. It's getting ready to work its way towards Highway 27. So anybody along Highway 27 from Winfield to Oneida, Huntsville and Scott County, all the way down to Elgin. And then you continue further south into Sunbright, Annandale, Deer Lodge, Wartburg. Again, you got plenty of time. It is going to continue to work its way eastward. So let's go ahead and track this for you. We'll just take this, we'll take all this. And we'll go through Cumberland County as well. So it is tracking to the east. The whole system's tracking to the east, but we'll go about 40 miles per hour or so. So to give you just general ideas on times on this one, basically Crossville, it's moving its way in here over the next, say about 10 minutes or so, about 6:29. It should start to work its way into your area. The Catoosa Wildlife Area, if you're familiar with this part of East Tennessee, 6:31. Deer Lodge at about 6:32. We'll go, and this is all Eastern Daylight Time, so we'll continue to see that work its way eastward. Sunbright about 6:39. The time on that seems a little off. Let me fix the timing on that here just a little bit. That time seems just a little bit off. Okay, that's over the next 2 hours. All right, so Sunbright about 6:39. So in the next 20 minutes or so, it should start to be working its way into Sunbright. We'll go Fairfield Glades 6:40, Annandale 6:40, and Robbins at 6:41. This is the strongest part of the cell, and this is going to be the area that's a little bit more of a concern. That was painted as a little bit more of a concern earlier this morning by the Storm Prediction Center. That's where we've had a little bit more instability. That's where we have a little bit more lift in the atmosphere. We've got some strong winds in the upper parts of the atmosphere at about 5,000 feet. So our low-level jet is cranking on in. And if we can tap into those winds and get those transferred down to the surface, that is when we're going to start to see some severe weather potential or damaging wind potential. So far, we're not seeing that. We've just got some special weather statements. Now we have a special weather statement issued for Campbell County. That runs until 6:45. We've got Scott County also in a special weather statement until 6:45. And Morgan County, also a special weather statement until 6:45 here as well. And so Sequatchie and Bledsoe County also added to that. And that's been added just a short time ago. So this is kind of what we're looking at. A line of strong thunderstorms. Again, expected to weaken as it pushes its way from west to east. So Kathy's asking about Seymour. I really think Seymour, it's probably going to weaken by the time it hits there, but we'll just give you a general idea of the timing on that through for certain areas. So places like Athens, let's just go within the hour. It's probably going to work its way into Athens. Say for you folks in Kingston, probably about 45 minutes to an hour or so. Into Scott County, it's already working. So places like La Follette, Campbell County, we'll say about an hour or so as well. And then you say, let's just go to Knox County. We're going about an hour and a half to 2 hours or so, give or take it, say about 30 minutes or so. So it's going to be a while. And of course, it's 6:22. We're getting into the evening rush hour. And so far, so good for the main metro. for the evening rush hour. But again, this is all conditions will deteriorate. If you have any yard art or anything outside, probably a good idea to bring that inside right now, or as soon as you get home. And just kind of keep in mind that, the East Tennessee Weather app does travel with you. So if you are going to be traveling for ball games or practices or outdoor events or evening plans here tonight, just stay on top of the latest weather. Special weather statement again continues. You'll see those pop up there on the screen for Cumberland County for about another 36 more minutes. But we'll switch over now to the radar from Morristown. As the storm system gets closer to the radar in Morristown, we'll get a better handle on what's going on. So again, the strongest part of this entire system right now is coming in out of Fentress County into Scott County. So right over the Big South Fork, we've got some pretty strong winds showing up so far. So about 30, 40 miles, 45 miles per hour there, 45 there. Allert seeing winds about 36 miles per hour. We'll even go to Scott County, Oneida, Huntsville, Winfield, about 30 to 40 mile per hour winds out ahead of it. You're going to see a nice cool breeze way ahead of this storm that's going to come on into your area. And so you'll start to see that. DBZ values right now. So how high is the storm? What's the intensity? We've got some DBZ 55 right now in the strongest part of that cell. So if you switch over to the hail product, are we getting any hail out of that system? And the answer is probably no. So again, it's going to be more of a wind event. Wind shear starting to show up a little bit, but nothing too concerning so far. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning right now for McCreary County and Whitley County, Kentucky, as well as Wayne County, Kentucky. A severe thunderstorm warning there that runs now until 6:45 associated with that storm. We'll switch over let's go to the radar in Morristown. Let's probably get the best handle on that. So one severe thunderstorm warning. Now we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning for places like Ray County, as well as Bledsoe County and Meigs County. So Ray, Meigs, and Bledsoe County. New severe thunderstorm warning issued by the National Weather Service let's go that back up. That runs until 7:15 here this evening. So this is going to be the story. As we get inside that storm, let's go ahead and dive into the details on that. We'll just give you a general idea. There's 51 miles per hour. So we're places like Spring City, Wolf Creek, going to be in the path of the storm system. Wolf Creek about 6:47, Spring City about 6:47 as well. The current time is now 6:25, which you can see in the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Let's see what you all are saying here on the chat. When's it going to hit the Knoxville area? So it's going to hit the Knoxville area within the next hour and a half, probably 2 hours at best. So it's 6:25. This is likely to continue through about 9 to 10 o'clock across all of East Tennessee and then start to fade away. But a heavy rain event on the backside of that, bringing us some much needed rain to the area as well. All right, so that's what's going on. New severe thunderstorm warning again for Ray County, Bledsoe, and Meigs County. Ray, Meigs, and Bledsoe County under a severe thunderstorm warning until 7:15. So Evansville, we've got Wolf Creek, Spring City, Lee's Station, Pikeville, Cold Spring, and Melvin along Highway 127 is seeing the greatest impacts from that system. So let's switch to the high top radar. I've got 3 different radars I'm working with here. One out of Nashville, Morristown, and then out of northern Alabama, out of the Huntsville area. So we're going to be working all 3 of those radars here this evening to give you a better idea. And the closer you are to the radar, the better information that you're going to have. But again, severe thunderstorm warning for that one. When you look at the winds inside that system, right along Highway 127, we've got 51 mile per hour wind showing up, 57 there, 55. So again, severe thunderstorm warning indicates winds greater than 58 miles per hour or hail 1 inch in diameter or larger. Special weather statements continue to show up there on the screen. Let's see. What about Maryville? Amanda Hira is talking about Maryville. So it's going to be a while before it gets into the Maryville community. We'll switch back to the radar here in Morris. Let's go back to Morristown's radar. Let's go to high top here. I'll give you a better idea. So there's Maryville right now. So if that storm were to hold together, that would be for... Who said that? Maryville. That would be Amanda. So about 2 hours, within 2 hours. Okay. A lot of times these will be a little bit quicker than what's being estimated. So within the next hour to 2 hours, I would say be weather ready in Maryville. Kingston, you're probably looking at about an hour max. So 30 minutes to an hour. We're just going to give you about a 30-minute window there. So 30 minutes to an hour for Kingston. Sunbright, it's obviously moving in right now. Dayton, some of the strongest cells are moving into your area within the next 30 minutes. Got some cells a little bit further to our south, but not too crazy. So I'd say Chattanooga probably within the next 30 minutes to an hour. We'll go Cleveland, probably the next 30 minutes to hour or so. Athens, you'll probably be within the next 30 minutes to an hour as well. So we'll come back to, let's see, the high top radar. So we are on the high top radar. We'll come back over here to the Morristown's radar. And so we've got 2 severe thunderstorm warnings showing up right now for Ray, Meigs, and Bledsoe County, and then also McCreary, Wayne, and Whitley County, Kentucky. And so this is working its way into the Scott County area. So anybody living in Oneida or Huntsville or surrounding areas, Winfield, right along Highway 27, Elgin, Sunbright, Slick Rock, Pioneer, Elk Valley, all within Scott County, moving in its way into Campbell County. So if this were to hold together, of course, this is tracking to the east-northeast. Let me loop this here over the next, last hour so you can get an idea of how this is tracking. So you can see how it's tracking to the east-northeast. Again, we'll see what the National Weather Service is saying on their chat. All right, so the National Weather Service issues a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see. This is a tag of a potential tornado. So, okay, the one out of Ray, Meigs, and Bledsoe County, the National Weather Service is saying winds greater than 60 miles per hour. This is all radar indicated. Places in the path would be Pikeville, Spring City, Evansville, Peakland, Stinging Fork Falls State Park, that is. Piney Falls State Park, Grandview, Melvin, Mount Crest, Fall Creek Falls State Park. Remain alert. There is a possible tornado on this. So let's come back down to that storm system as they've got a tornado tag on that. So this is the storm they're talking about right there, front and center on the screen. And so we do have a tornado tag on that. So they are seeing rotation showing up with this system. Come back to the velocity. So either way you look at it, we've got 40, 55, 50, nearly 60 mile per hour winds showing up when you switch over to storm relative velocity. I don't see anything really too concerning as it stands right now, but the National Weather Service is saying that there is a tornado tag on that severe thunderstorm warning. So nothing that's sticking out as of right now. We'll come over to the high top radar and show you what that looks like. Let's take a look at the velocity under that one. And let's loop this here over the last 15 minutes. So remember, we're going to be nowcasting, so I'm going to be taking a look and diagnosing the radar as we continue through time. So the Weather Service issues the watches and warnings, and I will take a look at those and give you the best estimate of what I think I'm seeing here on the radar as well. While we do have a tornado tag on this, because we do have rotation in the atmosphere, I don't see anything too crazy or too concerning so far, but heads up, Pikeville, Cold Spring, Melvin, Spring City, Wolf Creek, Evansville, and then anybody further to the east of that system. So we'll come back to the radar. And let's go here. So that's the storm we're watching. That's got a tornado tag on it, severe thunderstorm warning on that one that runs until 7:15 this evening. Let's see what you all are saying on the chat. So I will try to answer as many questions. Listen, you drive the radar. That's the whole point of this platform. All right, severe thunderstorm watch. Okay, that's the same severe thunderstorm watch for Cumberland and also Fentress County in East Tennessee. Otherwise, it extends a little bit further to the west and southwest. And again, don't forget to check in with the interactive radar as you travel out and about, as you head home from work. Like Seth was saying, hey, listen, I gotta drive through this mess. And Seth, listen, I know you got the East Tennessee weather app, but somebody like Seth, if you're getting ready to leave work or if you have to leave work, and for some reason I'm not doing live severe weather coverage, make sure you check in with the East Tennessee weather app and that interactive radar. It's really going to help you out. I got to turn the AC on in here. It's getting a little warm. All right, so this is what we're going to be dealing with here over the next several hours. It's now 6:31. What's up, Nader? How are you this morning? Or this evening? I guess it is this evening. All right, so we got some Megan's flying right now. Tell everybody on the airplane that I said hello. Heading to Atlanta and trying to get home sweet home tonight to TYS, to Mickey Tyson. Thanks for keeping us weary travelers updated. You are the best. Well, I really appreciate you, Megan. And thanks for joining us from 36,000 feet up. How's Morgan County looking? Let's see. Let's take you to Morgan County. Again, you drive the radar, so I will get you as much information as I can get, and I can talk about the radar all night long. So far, we just have a special weather statement for Morgan County. So you can see Wartburg, Sunbright, Annandale, Catoosa, Grove, right along Highway 27. Currently, we just have a special weather statement. For those that were asking about Morgan County, that was Polly. So, Polly, thanks for your question. So far, nothing too concerning. Just some good solid showers, some good thunderstorms, and when you look at the winds inside that storm, that's really going to be the story. I think we're going to solidly see, as the storms move into your area, we're going to see a solid 45 mile per hour winds or wind gusts, anyways, which can still toss things around. But remember, 58 miles per hour or greater signifies a severe thunderstorm warning. All right, so the Weather Service is talking about that storm system to our south. Let's get to the right radar here. That was bowing out a little bit, so that's one that we need to watch here. All right, so special weather statement for Campbell and Morgan County right now. So this one's going to come from the high top radar. That's one that the Weather Service was a little bit concerned about and had a tornado tag on it because it was bowing out a little bit. When you loop at over the last 30 minutes, you can get an idea of how this is all playing out. And we got a little bit of a bow showing up with that as it moved its way through the Pikeville, Cold Spring, and Melvin area. So heads up, Dayton, Graysville, Wolf Creek, Spring City. You're going to be next in line. Anybody living in that area along Highway 27. So when should the storms hit the Maryville area? It's going to be a while for Maryville. We're quite a ways away from the storm hitting the Maryville area. So let's see here. So the storms are moving about 45 miles per hour. So if I were to take this and just go like, we'll just take this one right here from Cumberland County down here. They're moving east at 45 miles per hour. So there you go. This will give us a better idea. And then let me jump in here. So that's going to give you 60 minutes worth of time. Let's go out 120 minutes. So this will give us an idea over 120 minutes. Come back over here. So the leading edge of the storm, if it were to be in your area, 120 minutes or so, or 2 hours, Maryville, you're looking at, let me make sure I've got my tracks right here. So storm velocity is 45 miles per hour. So this will give us a better time. All right, so let's do this. Let's go here. So Maryville. This is now going to be within your area within the next hour. So now we've got a better time on this. From Cumberland County to Oak Ridge, we've got about 52 minutes or so, give or take. From places north of that, let's switch the radar back to the Morristown radar. So we'll go places a little bit further to the north. We'll just take the leading edge of this. So how about places like Halls? You're probably within an hour. We'll go La Follette within the next 30 minutes. Maynardville, you're probably within an hour of this storm approaching and moving its way into your area. As we switch the radar again, go back to the southern side of this. Let's go places like Athens. You're about 45 minutes away from this storm hitting you. Let's just go Sevierville and Pigeon Forge in Sevier County. About an hour and 40 minutes or so before it starts to work its way into your area. So it is going to be a little bit before these storms actually make their presence known into some other parts of East Tennessee. So, next hour to 2 hours, conditions will start to deteriorate in some locations. Again, don't forget to track it with the interactive radar in the East Tennessee Weather app. It's your one-stop shop for weather. If you are joining me this evening, we are in severe weather season. If you missed out during all the social media that I post, if you follow me on social media or any of the winter weather, I will once again throw this link into the chat. All you have to do is click on the link itself. And I'll do that right now. So there you go. I just threw it in the chat. So whether you're joining me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, there is the link to download the East Tennessee Weather app. Just click on that one link. If it's not working, copy it and paste it into your browser. That will take you to your app store. Or just open up your app store and search East Tennessee Weather. Look for the orange TN and the white lightning bolt. You can't miss it. And again, that gives you lightning data, watches and warnings, live weather, severe weather coverage. So if you're maybe watching from easttnweather.com at the desk at your office right now and you're getting ready to hit the road, you can just check in with the interactive radar in the app itself, or just continue to watch live severe weather coverage from the app as you do travel out and about. Of course, you can put that and broadcast that on your car speakers, but don't be watching it as you're driving, right? Don't want to be encouraging people to do that. Let's go ahead and take you outside. I want to show you what it looks like outside right now. We'll take you to, this is a live look from Anderson County. That's downtown Clinton. That's looking off to the east, about the east, southeast-ish looking. You can see the clouds are moving towards the camera, so we have a strong southwesterly flow. Again, that special weather statement now for Cumberland County expires in just 21 minutes, probably expiring a little bit before that. So no severe weather threat for that storm in Cumberland County, but just one severe thunderstorm warning right now in East Tennessee for Meigs, Ray, and Bledsoe County that runs until 7:15. All right, we'll show you the radar there. So again, I've got the radar looping in the top left-hand side of the screen. We're zoomed into that severe thunderstorm warning just above my head. So places like Springs City, Wolf Creek, Evansville, 10 Mile, Watts Bar Lake. Anybody joining us from Watts Bar area, Glen Alice, in Roane County, you can see that storm right there. So that's the look. I mean, at least we have a little bit of blue sky off the distance, right? Even though the clouds are starting to thicken up a little bit. We'll show you a couple other camera views. Let's take you to a couple of other camera views around town. We're just going to move this on the fly here. So this is a live look there from, okay, so that's the Fort Loudon Dam. So Fort Loudon Dam is going to be right here where my mouse is. That's the Fort Loudon Dam. So this is one of the docks there. You can see those dark looking ominous clouds because that's where the strongest cell is. When you, let's see, when you look at it on, so it's just, that camera is just outside of Lenoir City. And that's looking to the north and east. So I'm looking in that area, right? The camera is going to be right about here. I'm circling it on the map. I'll just take this full again so you can get a better idea. So let me show you where that camera view is from. Severe thunderstorm warning continues now for Ray, Meigs, and Bledsoe County for another 35 minutes. So I've got it circled on the map where that camera view is, and that camera was looking this direction, north and northwest. And so that's what it's looking at. So let me go back to that camera view because that's just really gives you a good perspective of the dark, ominous clouds off in the distance, a little bit of sunshine, a couple birds flying there. But no major severe weather threats so far. Let's see. No severe weather reports showing up so far in Bledsoe County associated with that storm that has a severe thunderstorm warning on it. So that's great news coming along. That's coming in from the Bledsoe County Skywarn folks and ham radio operators. And I do have over 52 Witcher weather watchers, so they're standing by. If they need to join us doing some live severe weather coverage to give us updates, they will join us live as well. Probably a good time to tell you that if you like what I do and you like the East Tennessee Weather Platform, please like and share this live weather update. Like and share things I post on social media. If you have the app, like and share that as well, because that's a great tool to really just spread the word of what I've been doing for the last 2.5 years. Setting up a camera network around all of East Tennessee. We've got a lot more cameras getting ready to be deployed around East Tennessee. You can become a Witcher weather watcher as well. You can just go to easttnweather.com. Under the weather, I think it's under the weather section or the education section anyways. There is a segment where you can join the Witcher weather watchers. And you can become a storm spotter as well. So it's under the weather segment of the weather tab on the easttnweather.com. You can get watches and warnings. You can watch live severe weather coverage from easttnweather.com. You get all your watches and warnings that pop up on the website as well. So it's a wealth of information. And I'm here to give you the latest information and help you understand what the weather's going to be like or supposed to be like or could be like each and every day, and front and center doing live severe weather coverage as well. So I'm here for you, my friends, and I hope you pass along the word and share it with all your friends and family members. Let's see. PIP doesn't work on the app. Had to go into YouTube, FYI. What's PIP? I don't know what PIP is there. PPAL 19, 18, 12, whatever you are. I don't even know what that is, Mike. Or your name's not Mike. My name's Mike. Let's get that up on the screen because those watches and warnings are covering it up. And so I appreciate you for letting me know. Let's see. There we go. So there's Mike right there. But I don't know what PIP is, so I apologize. Will this die down before reaching Sevier County? So it should weaken, yes. Before it reaches Sevier County. What's up, Shelby? How are you, by the way? Let's see. You're very welcome, Cindy. Mike, that storm that's flashing where it is moving. Okay, so severe thunderstorm warning has now been allowed to expire. So no severe thunderstorm warning right now. So far, so good. Let's switch back over to the Knoxville radar, the Morristown radar anyways. So this is what we have going on. And once this passes through, sure, we're going to have some rain showers, but things will kind of quiet down. And then here comes the colder air. And did you know that we may see a little bit of snow across the highest peaks of the Smokies with this round, and maybe even another round heading our way Sunday into Monday, because we may be doing this again Sunday night into Monday as another deep trough and strong storm system moves its way into the area. But so far, so good. As I look at the radar right now, we've got a special weather statement for Campbell County that runs until 6:45, Scott County till 6:45, Fentress County also until 6:45, and Morgan County till 6:45, along with Cumberland County until 7 o'clock this evening. So special weather statements is all we have right now. We haven't had any reports, and I am anticipating this to continue to weaken. But listen, we've got some special weather statements. We've got impactful weather moving its way in. Either way you look at it, whether it's a severe thunderstorm warning, a tornado warning, special weather statement, or no warnings at all, it is an impactful event that's going to be moving its way in, and I think you should know about it. What's it going to be looking like for Philadelphia, Tennessee? So let's go down to Philadelphia. I think probably not a ton of activity. Let's switch over to the high top radar. So we've got a little bit more activity to our south. So Philadelphia, where are you showing up there? There it is. So Philadelphia between Sweetwater, obviously, and Loudon along Highway 11. So for you folks in Sweetwater, Philadelphia area, let's just go right about here. So within the next hour, it's probably going to start to work its way on in. It's going to be weakening. It should potentially weaken anyways as it does so. But probably within the next hour or so, it's going to be moving its way into Philadelphia, which, let's talk about downtown Knoxville. So downtown Knoxville, just take this part of the storm, and downtown Knoxville, about an hour is by the time it's going to be moving its way into downtown Knoxville. And if you have any questions about your counties, just fire away. I'll keep you posted on how that all plays out. And checking in on the Witcher Weather Watchers. We'll show you a different view. We'll take you to West Knoxville. This is going to be a live view from Fox Road Marina. All right, new special weather statement again continues for Roane, Sequatchie, Bledsoe, Ray, Meigs, and Hamilton County. It expires in 44 minutes. And we'll take you back outside. This is a live look there from Fox Road Marina in West Knoxville. And again, you can see the clouds moving on in. Not a bad evening so far. It has been a windy one for sure. Let's see. Farragut, West Knoxville, Newmarket. So let's just take you back to the radar, and I'll highlight some of the time frames with this. And again, remember that the East Tennessee Weather app does give you, we'll just take this full here for you for a second, does give you that 2-hour future cast, which is great. You don't get those on a lot of apps. It's a future cast based on what's going on. So this is what you would see on the, so watch it. So let me just show you what it looks like. That is current look. So this is the radar. This is actually what's happening right now. As you look at the future scan, which is what you can see on the East Tennessee Weather app and the interactive radar, it picks up on exactly what's going on right now. And you can clearly see, look how accurate that is. There's the radar. I mean, it is pretty darn accurate. Of course, the storms are moving and this will constantly be updated. But watch as we progress through the next 2 hours. So La Follette, it's going to be in your area about 8:00. Well, let's see. It's already in La Follette, but it's starting to move its way into Campbell County anyway. So let's come back to the radar. There's the current radar. Let me come back to the Morristown radar. So there we go. So that's what's going on. It's into Scott County, Morgan, and Fentress, as well as Cumberland County. So as we go back to the future scan and show you what the future scan looks like, there's the future scan. And we'll just go ahead and push play on this. And this will take us over 2 hours. So you can see at about 7:45 or so, it's going to work its way over La Follette and into Campbell County, and eventually into Claiborne County, Union County. Probably not going to move into your area until probably about 8:15 to 8:30 or so. We're looking at places like Kingston. It's going to be within your area here within the next 30 to 45 minutes. And then downtown Knoxville, maybe 8:45 to 9 o'clock in downtown Knoxville. So Farragut, West Knoxville area, just say about 8:15 to 8:30. Probably starting to work its way. And then notice how it's like paralleling Interstate 75 and working its way to the north and northeast. So yes, the whole storm is moving its way eastward, but it's got a southwest northeastern orientation, which means it's going to move its way into Campbell and Claiborne and even Hancock and Hawkins County before it probably moves its way into, say, places like Knox County or Anderson County. All right, back to the radar here at this moment. And let's talk about who's in the path of this storm. So Jellicoe, Elk Valley, La Follette, Pioneer, and the Caryville community, you'd be next in line for seeing some pretty good showers and thunderstorms. And when you look at the winds associated with this, some stronger winds, 45 miles per hour there. Elk Valley, Jellicoe area, about 35 to 40 mile per hour winds between Pioneer and Caryville. About 35 mile per hour winds, 30 mile per hour winds. Wartburg, we've got upwards of 40 mile per hour wind gusts showing up. Places like Grimsley, Allert, and Jamestown, about 30 to 40 mile per hour winds. So this is great news to pass along. I mean, I could not be more thankful, and as you should be as well. All right, new special weather statement now for Roane County that runs until 7:30. So we've got a special weather statement for Roane County now that has been issued by the National Weather Service. And again, don't forget that as you get home from work this evening, if you're watching on Facebook, listen, Facebook's rented space, my friends, okay? Rented space. Facebook could go away tomorrow. And you just realize that not always on Facebook are you going to get the information immediately. But on the East Tennessee weather platforms, you will. And you'll get the latest and greatest updated information throughout the day as storms come on in and fire off as well. How do you think the flights will be affected? Mom is flying in at 9:45 p.m. Oh, I think we'll be doing just fine. I think by 9:45, it's 6:45, so we've got 3 more hours. I think we'll be doing just fine. Thanks for asking, Sophia, though. Good to see you on the platform, by the way. I live in Bulls Gap. Do you think it will weaken? I do think this whole thing's weakening. Again, no major severe weather threat as it stands right now. I'm doing fantastic, Shelby. Tell the family I said hello. You're very welcome, Francis. And thanks for jumping in on this live broadcast. Flooding, flash flooding, stuff like that is not going to be a major issue whatsoever. So that's good news. But some beneficial rain. We need the moisture terribly bad. Is this just going to be the one line and then we are done? Well, done with the potential for severe weather. Yes, Beth. But I think, let's see, get that on the screen there for Beth. But we are going to continue to see some heavier rain on the backside of this and some breezy, gusty winds. Prayers that the storms break up. Thank you, Mike. You're very welcome. What do I think about the southern storm bowing out? That's one that the Weather Service is watching for sure. And so we'll go back to the radar. Don't really see much of a bow right now. So that's what we need to watch for. The bowing of a radar image lets us know that we have some strong winds aloft in the atmosphere. When it starts to bow, you'll get a little bit of a bowing like that. And that just means that winds are coming down through that storm and pushing the leading edge of that storm out ahead of everything else, which can indicate, potential tornadoes or damaging winds. And we have some strong winds aloft. It just does not seem to be doing much so far. But I'd say don't let your guard down yet, as I will continue to track these. And see, even over into southern Kentucky, we just have we have special weather statements for Whitley County, Kentucky, Bell, and Knox County, Kentucky as well. And McCreary County, Kentucky is under a special weather statement, but it's already moved its way through McCreary County, Kentucky. So the storms are moving east northeast, but east at about 45 miles per hour. So we'll just go ahead and line this out for you and show you what's going on. So there's your 45 miles per hour east northeast. We'll just do something like that. And this is going to be the times that it will show up in your area. So places like Pioneer at 6:55, it's now 6:52, so in just basically right now. Oakdale about 7 o'clock, Watts Bar Lake 7 o'clock, Smoky Junction 7 p.m., Ombre 7 p.m., Harriman 7, Frozen Head State Park 7, Jellicoe at 7:04, and Kingston at 7:06. And we will change that to some different cities here. Let's change that to Coalfield about 7:09, 10 Mile. We'll go about 7:07 or so. Let's see. Straight Fork, 6:54. Highland Forest, 6:54. Reed Camp at 6:54, as well as Piney Shores Estates. So basically, right now, it's on top of you. And then if we take this out over the next, let's just do 2 hours, 120 minutes. This will give us a better idea of when it's moving into certain areas, places like downtown Knoxville. All right, special weather statement continues and will expire in just 6 minutes now for Cumberland County. All right, so Kingston about 7:06. Jellicoe 7:04. Trying to see if we can't get the Knoxville area in there. There we go. It's not going to show Knoxville because it's going to show all the places out ahead of it. But again, Harriman about 7 o'clock. Petros 7:06 and Coalfield 7:09. So the good news is just special weather statements. So since we only have special weather statements right now, if you want to stick around, I'm going to walk you through the latest forecast. Give you the greatest idea of what I'm thinking so far. So far, how is Scott County? So far, Scott County is doing actually great. Sure, Huntsville, Oneida. Oneida's out of the thick of it right now. Let's come back to this radar. So Sunbright, really the strongest part of the cell is now moved out of Sunbright. So you can see Huntsville, Elgin, Sunbright, basically out of the thick of it. On the leading edge of that, places like Elk Valley, Pioneer, Smoky Junction, Ombre, Lake City. We've got Clinton, Oliver Springs, Petros, Ombre, I said. Wartburg, you're getting ready to be in the thick of it. Catoosa, Pine Orchard in the thick of it as well. Harriman, you're going to be next in line to be as long as you folks in Kingston. From the stuff that's coming in from the south. And Paint Rock, Decatur. Paint Rock, a beautiful part of the country. Got married there at Whitestone. And it's still paralleling Interstate 75. So watch this as I loop this over the next hour. You'll get an idea. Let me switch the radars here again. Like I said, I got to keep switching the radars there. There we go. So you can see how it's moving its way east-northeast. Now, the general idea is it's all moving its way eastward, but it's moving its way east-northeast. And we've only had one severe thunderstorm warning basically right now so far with this. And I really think that this is going to be it. And I just don't have I have a good hunch that this is just going to continue to fizzle out as it works its way eastward. So hopefully we just see some pretty good solid winds, some good solid rainfall. Good news is that we're pushing the 7 o'clock hour now. A lot of folks are going to be either heading home or already home from the evening rush hour. Maybe getting ready to do some dinner, head off to some soccer practices or baseball practices. Of course, this is the season that we need to pay attention to that kind of stuff, right? And that's the other thing, right? So, I've mentioned about the East Tennessee Weather app itself. And with the app itself, you get that past, current, and future radar, but so much more. And if you have ball games, if you have ball practices, if you're a coach, these are the kind of things that you need to take care of your teams and the crew around you and the parents, of course, as well. And that's where the East Tennessee Weather app is really going to be your one-stop shop, giving you those lightning notifications are hands down one of my favorite things about the weather app. I've never had lightning notifications as I do now with the East Tennessee Weather app. Just as submitted a picture from your daughter in Dayton. That's the other cool thing about the app as well. You can submit photos front and center on the East Tennessee Weather app, and they come right into me. And so we'll get logged back in here. And check out some of those photos. So was that you, Denise? That was you, Denise. Okay, so she said, for my daughter, south of Dayton, picture is looking north towards the town of Dayton, taken at 6:37 p.m. So this I can just bring right up on the screen. So there we go. That's what's really cool and very important to share and pass along important weather information during, of course, inclement weather. Is you can submit photos front and center through the East Tennessee Weather app. It comes right to my weather computer, and I can share those on the screen instantaneous. So thank you, Denise, and tell your daughter I said thank you as well. Renee likes the app. You sent a picture from UT Medical Center, what it looks like there. I have not gotten that one yet. Seth. I will just share this for a second, though, because I did have a great opportunity today to go down to Montvale Elementary School in Blount County in the Maryville area, just south of Maryville. And this is some of the kindergartners that I had a chance to go talk to today. We did talk about tonight's weather event and the severe weather potential and how important it is to stay on top of the weather situation and how important it is to get those notifications right there front and center on your app. This is Mrs. Graves' kindergarten class at Montvale Elementary School, thanks to Jennifer Graves. So Mrs. Graves, thank you so much for sharing that photo. And of course, I'll be sharing more tomorrow anyways of the school visit because we had a really good time talking about all things weather. So wealth of weather information, not just fun photos and the school visits that I do attend, but also the severe weather and the storms that are moving on in. You use the app to track your family in Texas. That's what's also great about the weather app is you can add up to 10 locations on the East Tennessee Weather app. And with that, you will be notified of anywhere in the country. So I've got a lot of UT parents that follow me for their kids at UT. I've got a lot of folks that check in on elderly parents or kids that live in other parts of the country. And you can put specific addresses in, you can put cities, but specific addresses probably does the best of them all. So this could be just another of a doozy of well, it looked like it was going to pack a punch, but I don't necessarily know that we're going to see too much more activity. Maybe just a few more special weather statements, but this is the leading edge, my friends. We'll go back to the Nashville radar here for a second and show you what that looks like, because as I go back to Nashville, there's the Nashville's radar. So you can still see how we have rain back to our west, but even around the region where we've had a level 1, level 2 risk, we've got 2 severe thunderstorm warnings up into Kentucky. That is it. This is great news to pass along. This is great. I thought I was going to be up until about 2 o'clock in the morning doing live severe weather coverage. And it does not seem like that's going to be a thing. All right, we got some new information coming out. What's great about those watches and warnings is you get to hear the beep. I don't know if you hear it on your end or not. So the Weather Service, their chat is nice and quiet right now. So special weather statement expires in 29 minutes for Roane, Sequatchie, Bledsoe, Ray, Meigs, and Hamilton counties. Well, I appreciate you joining in as well. So there's that special weather statement right there. Great to get those live watches and warnings front and center right there as we are on the air. They pop right up. You can hopefully read them okay. It gives you the time that they will expire. But so far, so good. It's starting to get bad in Wartburg, Morgan County. So, yeah, we're getting some pretty good solid cells now showing up in Morgan County. Right over Wartburg, Elizabeth, Catoosa. So heads up, Ombre, Petros Grove, Harriman, Kingston, Blair, Oliver Springs, the Cumberland Mountains area, and then up along the I-75 corridor from Jellicoe to Elk Valley. Pioneer's probably getting a nice little cell right now, but you've got a lot more rain back to your south and west. That's going to be working its way into your area. La Follette, Habersham, Caryville, Lake City, Clinton. You would be next in line to see this move its way into your area. And then a little bit further down along the southern part, central and southern part of this line, from Blair to Harriman, Kingston, Oak Ridge, Hardin Valley, Farragut, Lenoir City, Loudon, you will all be next in line to get this. But again, so far so good, just with a couple of special weather statements. Anybody living along and just west of Interstate 75 from Lenoir City to Cleveland, We've got some, obviously, some pretty good cells just to your west there, right around the Bakewell area. So Sale Creek, this part of the cell is going to be moving its way into your area at 7:05. Dayton at 7:18. It's got a BTI of 1.9, so no threat for tornadoes there. It is tracking to the east-northeast at 43 miles per hour. Hail about a 10%, so hail's not going to be a major player. I think it's really going to be damaging winds and the potential for some locally heavy rainfall, some much-needed heavy rain. But again, flooding and flash flooding was not going to be a major concern with this system either. All right, so let me jump back over to... Oh, there we go. I got a couple new photos coming in. This is from Lindsay from West Knoxville. So Lindsay just posted this. We got some Mamadas clouds showing up. A sign of a turbulent atmosphere when you see Mamadas clouds. As a pilot myself, you do not want to fly underneath those. Very turbulent atmosphere underneath those. What's up, Beth? How are you? So that picture right there is coming in from Lindsay in the West Knoxville area. We've got another one coming in from Shelby. Shelby Hicks, getting cloudy in Boyd's Creek community, Sevier County. So starting to cloud up a little bit, but no issues there in Sevier County so far. It's going to be a long time before it starts to work its way into Sevier County. But Shelby, as always, I do appreciate you sharing that photo. So see how fast those show up there with the East Tennessee Weather app. Great to be able to just share those front and center with you. And if you ever join my broadcast, Wake Up with Witcher at 7:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock Saturday and Sunday. We broadcast 7 days a week, my friends. And the reason why we broadcast at 7:30 on a Monday through Friday is because my kids have begged me to take them to school, or at least take them to the bus stops. So what do? We take care of our kids and our families. I take care of you as well, but that's what the East Tennessee Weather app's for. You can always... listen, weather forecasts on the app itself are always updated right around 6 a.m. every day. How about this beautiful sunset? Actually, it's a nice sunset. Let's show you what that looks like from West Knoxville. That's Fox Road Marina. That's Fox Road Marina. Yeah. And so stormy conditions for sure. Sliding on the far right-hand side of the screen, tracking its way from screen left to screen right. Still have some storms to the south, so I would imagine this camera does get wet here in just a little bit. It's going to be a little bit, though. Getting dark in Petros right now. And I do appreciate you, Shelby. More than you know. I appreciate all of you. More than you could possibly know. All right, so let's see. Miranda says it's getting dark right now in Petros. Let's take you to Petros area. Let's go back to the radar and show you what the radar looks like. So there's the radar. We've got one stronger cell moving its way just outside of the Bakewell area, working its way towards Decatur. So Decatur heads up, got a pretty good solid cell just to your south and west. Looks like it's blossoming just a little bit. It's got a BTI now of a 2.1, 30% chance of hail, about half an inch diameter or less. When this whole storm's tracking to the east-northeast, it's 43 miles per hour. It will be in Sale Creek. Well, right now. It's 7:05. It's right over the Sale Creek area. But Decatur, it'll move its way into Decatur by about 7:30 or so. So Decatur, you've got about 25 minutes or so before it starts to really work its way into your area, at least that part of the cell anyways. Maybe a little bit sooner from the storms right along, right over Evansville and Dayton. All right, it's getting a little bit closer now, so let's take that off. And so we'll just go like this. For you folks in Decatur and 10 Mile. – 43 miles per hour. So Decatur about 7:12. So 6 more minutes. It will work its way into your area. No severe weather threat from that storm right now. Loudon at 7:34. Nyota 7:34. Philadelphia at 7:32. Sweetwater 7:34. Athens 7:35. Tellico Village 7:44. And Englewood also at 7:44. Boy, it'd be nice if we don't see any severe weather out of this one, right? Nobody wants that. Let's see. What'd you say? Sweetwater? Northwest sections of Sweetwater? Let's come down to Sweetwater. So we'll just say Sweetwater, probably about this side of the storm. So I think Sweetwater, you got about 30 minutes or so before the leading edge of that comes on in. Quiet right now in 10 Mile. Crickets and frogs chirping, but getting dark. They're going to stop chirping here in just a little bit, aren't they, Monica? It's pretty dark right now in Paint Rock, as it should be. Paint Rock is getting, let's see, Paint Rock, you're probably 15 minutes away from this really working its way into your area. So, yeah, it's going to be getting dark for sure. Remember, if you have any photos, you can share those through the East Tennessee Weather app. And if you don't have the app, just go to your app store, search East Tennessee Weather. All right, this one's from Julie Richardson. Lake Awana in Loudoun and Roane County line. So this is Lake Awana. So this is a picture coming in from Julie. And I will say, if you can take them sideways, horizontally, not vertically, I know social media has kind of messed that up, but if you can take them horizontally, that will give us a better idea. So that's a view from, again, Julie Richardson from the Lake Awana, Loudoun, Roane County line. So it is starting to get a little bit on the darker side there, as we could clearly see from the radar. But it is a slow progression. So again, we have a special weather statement now for Roane County. This runs until 7:30. Got a special weather statement for Ray and Meigs County that runs until 7:30. And Hamilton County now under a special weather statement also running until 7:30. So when you look a little bit further to the south, just not a ton of activity. We'll have to see what these cells do down back south of Huntsville, Alabama, as they do track their way to the north and east. But this line right now that's coming through is basically the leading edge of what potentially could be severe weather. But no severe weather right now. National Weather Service is nice and quiet. Glad it slowed down, eh, Brian? Oh, I showed that rainbow yesterday. Or this morning. Maybe this morning. Did you not join me this morning, Shelby? Here's a rainbow from Shelby. Little faint there, but not bad. Beautiful rainbow, Boyd's Creek community. From Shelby. Thanks, Shelby. I appreciate you, my friend. All right, special weather statement now. Scott, Campbell, Claiborne, Morgan, Anderson, and Union County. That just coming in. So the National Weather Service now issuing those. So Claiborne County, special weather statement now until 8 p.m. Union County, you are also under a special weather statement until 8 p.m. And Anderson County, a special weather statement until 8 p.m. All right, I'm going to take it back outside here for a second. We're going to switch a couple camera views. So this is a live view there from Fox Road Marina in West Knoxville. You can see the dark clouds. So let me just take these cameras on the fly. Here's the camera from downtown Clinton, Anderson County. And those are some dark, ominous skies. Let's go ahead and pan that a little bit and show you what that looks like as we pan this camera just around a little bit. There we go. That's on top of the courthouse, by the way, in downtown Clinton. So that's the storm we're talking about. Off in the distance, right there, front and center of their screen. And let's go look a little bit further to the south. And so that's the downtown community. And now that's looking off to the east, southeast. That's where the sun rises every day. Usually have a really good view of that. Shelby's asking if I think that we're going to have any hail out of this system. I mean, yeah. Do I think that we'll have some hail? Is it going to be damaging hail? Likely not. I think we're just going to have some pea-sized hail. We've got some colder air aloft, but that is the storm. So let me show you what that looks like on the radar from where that camera actually is and what it's looking at. So that camera is in downtown Clinton, Anderson County. So let's circle Clinton here. Here's Clinton right there that I've circled. And that camera is now pointing this direction. So looking at that part of the storm. And so we'll come back and show you what that looks like bigger. Now that you got to kind of get your orientation, that's what we're looking at. And then you can see the clearing to the left of that. That's looking down towards, say, Oak Ridge, where we do have a little bit of clearing. But, of course, back behind that, we even have a few more storms. Speaking of Oak Ridge and Oliver Springs. What's up, Pam? How are you this evening? What's up, Jorge? You're ready for it, are you? In March, I thought this stuff happened in April. No, March, April, and May is severe weather season for us here in the southeastern U.S. And I do think that it's going to get a lot more active here in the coming, in the next month or so. Excuse me. Getting choked up over here. Y'all got me choked up. All right, La Follette, Caravel. Well, now I got all choked up over here. All right, so La Follette, Caravel, Lake City, Clinton, Oak Ridge, Blair, you are all next in line. Kingston's getting ready to get into the thick of it. Excuse me, Paint Rock. Skies are looking dark in your area, getting ready to move its way into your area as well. Here's a picture coming in from Jasmine. Cool looking clouds in Oak Ridge right now. So she's in Oak Ridge taking this photo. And again, a little bit of modest clouds showing up there in the Oak Ridge community. You know, sign of that turbulent atmosphere. Again, I know you shoot them vertically because that's just what we do these days. But if you could shoot it horizontally, it'll present better on the platform. But hey, that's okay. We can just turn it around as well. So that one's coming in from Jasmine. Cool looking clouds over the Oak Ridge community. Jasmine, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Did you send me some pictures through email? We did. So here's one coming in from Seth. Seth Hodge. Here we go, buddy. We got you at UT Medical Center where he works. That's kind of a cool shot there, Seth. All right, so you can see, look at those. Those are some good solid Mamonas clouds. Excuse me. So see how those are bubbling down? Mamonas, I know this is a family program, but Mamonas is, well, you can look it up. I just won't say it on TV. Oh, come on, Shelby. You got it. I got you covered, my friend. Just came in. How's Wartburg doing? Let's go back to the radar. Again, like I said, you guys, you all drive the radar. So Wartburg, you are in the clear. Scott County's in the clear. Fentress County is in the clear. It's like midnight. You can go to bed. You can go to bed. Well, no, you don't need to go to bed. It's only 7:15, but I'd say Cumberland County's in the clear. We've got Bledsoe County in the clear. Ray County is in the clear. Cumberland County's in the clear. Morgan, Fentress, Scott, you are all in the clear. We'll come down to the southern part of the storm. And really, Chattanooga, special weather statement right now for Hamilton County that runs until 7:30 this evening. But it is not impressive across the Southern Valley at all. The strongest and most unstable part of the atmosphere was across the northern Cumberland Plateau. You can see that special weather statement expires now in 13 minutes for Roane, Sequatchie, Bledsoe, Ray, Meigs, and Hamilton counties. That expires again at 7:30. It's 7:16. So this is the high top radar coming in out of northern Alabama. That's what gets the Chattanooga area and the Southern Valley and parts of Tullahoma, McMinnville, Winchester along Highway 24. So that's that radar. Now we'll come back over to the Morristown radar, which is in Morristown, Hamlin County, Tennessee, and that's what that looks like. The funny thing is we really even don't have a lot of lightning showing up, right? We've only got one lonely lightning strike in this entire line. And I thought we were going to have a lot more lightning. I thought it was going to be loaded with lightning. But that does not seem to be the case here this evening. Here's a picture coming in from Ruth. Dark clouds in the Caryville community. Ruth, thank you so much for sharing this. Shooting it out your screen window because I can see your screen, but I like it. Look at that. Dark ominous clouds coming into the Caryville community. And when you come back to the radar, Caryville is getting ready to get walloped with some heavy rain and some strong gusty winds. We'll take a look at those winds inside that storm as well. Again, it's just a special weather statement right now. But for folks like Ruth, 47 mile per hour winds. So Caryville, 39 mile per hour winds, 48. So probably upwards of 40 to 50 mile per hour winds are going to be moving its way into Caryville, La Follette. Jellicoe's has already probably seen winds gusting to about 40 miles per hour. And so anybody further to the east, we'll say places like Habersham, Clarefield. Got a good friend, Jennifer, up in Habersham. Don't know if she's joining me on Instagram here this evening. She's always joining on Instagram or TikTok. But Habersham, Clarefield, Speedwell, Powell Valley, Harrogate, you would all be next in line. That potentially could see strong gusty winds up to about 40 to 50 miles per hour. Chris says it's pouring in Decatur right now. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate that. Also, just south of La Follette, so Caryville. So let's go Lake City, Clinton, Oak Ridge. So I've got my Clinton camera turned on there. It is right there above me. And we've got some strong gustier winds showing up and getting ready to work their way in. So Clinton's 30, 35 mile per hour winds right now. Back to the west and southwest, 40, 45 mile per hour winds, 37 in Oliver Springs. Oak Ridge probably getting upwards of 20 to 30, maybe upwards of 40 mile per hour winds, because when you look at the radar, here comes the radar. And as this rain, it's throwing in a cold pool of air out ahead of this whole storm. And so you're probably feeling that cool breeze. Lake City, Clinton, Oak Ridge, Carnes, Hardin Valley, Woodlawn. And then a little bit further to the south. So it's going to be a while. Farragut, Lenore City, Loudoun County. Loudoun anyways, Athens, Madisonville. It's going to be a while for you. All right, so let's just show you the big picture. Again, we'll just take this whole line. Be super thankful, please, that we don't have any nasty weather. So about 45 miles per hour. So Oak Ridge moving into your area about 729. The boys are coming in and checking on me. What'd you bring me? Philadelphia at 734, Clarefield 729, Lake City again 728, La Follette right now basically. Downtown Clinton, Anderson County at 735 as well. So this is all going to be moving its way into your area. And again, this is tracking to the east and east-northeast. The storms themselves about 45 miles per hour, but the whole system itself is moving just a little bit slower. Hey, Cynthia, how are you? Well, I appreciate you for being thankful. A sprinkle in Oak Ridge right now, but some heavier rain and some strong gusty winds getting ready to work its way in. Can I get an amen, Connie? Is that southern storm bowing out? No. We're not really seeing. We're not getting much of a bow. This QLCS is just not showing any signs of rotation within inside of it. I mean, we just don't have any rotation. So when we go back to the radar, and a lot of times with these kind of cells, you'll get little spin ups like in areas like this, right around Kingston. As we get little spin ups, little eddies, anyways, within that cell. We are not getting that as of right now, which is great news. National Weather Service saying SPS is out in the north, limited lightning and intensity, but now seeing velocities over 45 knots near Royal Blue. Unclear if they are making it to the ground, but definitely something to watch. So we're going to be watching these closely. Again, we're just going to stay with this and stay on the storm until until I find that the threat is really died down. Special weather statement now for Roane County, also Monroe County, McMinn County, and Loudoun County. being added to the special weather statements. Those run until 8 p.m. It is now 7:22. So special weather statements, again, just letting us know that the winds probably could be gusting upwards of about 45 miles per hour. So under severe weather criteria, but still can pack a punch and rock and roll for a hot minute before it moves its way through. Let's take it back outside, show you what it looks like in Anderson County. So this is a live look in downtown Clinton, looking off to the east, the west, northwest, west, northwest. Let's see what it looks like. All right, we'll go to... So that's a live look there, again, from the Fort Loudon Dam. Fort Loudon Dam is going to be right here. Out of Loudoun County. So that's looking basically towards Kingston right there. And so if you go to the radar, and again, we've got that strongest part of the cell is over into Kingston right now. And that camera view that you see is basically in the Lenore City area. And so I know you can't see it hardly right there, but we'll switch back over to the radar. And again, what you're looking at there is from that camera view looking towards Kingston from Lenore City. So you can see it was looking at those dark, ominous clouds associated with that part of the storm. So again, once I'll show you back what I'm talking about. That's Lenore City looking off to the north and northwest. That's the storm over Kingston that's rocking and rolling and likely to be producing some strong gusty winds upwards of 45 miles per hour. So right over the Kingston area, 23, 22, out ahead of that, 34, 40, Paint Rock, 39, and probably weakening here shortly. Hardin Valley may start to see some stronger wind gusts along with Oak Ridge as these storms start to work their way on into your area. And of course, right along the 75-40 split, that's going to be moving its way in. So Loudoun County, let's just come down to this part of the storm. And we'll take it out 45 miles an hour. So Philadelphia here at 7:35. It's now 7:24. So within the next 10 minutes or so. Riceville 7:35. Nyota 7:38. Loudoun 7:38. Hardin Valley 7:38. Sweetwater 7:39. Athens 7:40. Lenore City about 7:40. Farragut and Cedar Bluff area in West Knoxville about 7:40 to 7:45. And again, it's gonna rock and roll for a minute. It won't last too terribly long. Got some more photos coming in. So this is from Jim Kelly. This is the Stockton Valley, Philadelphia area looking west. That's probably over the Watts Bar Lake area. So we'll bring that up on the screen. And see, if you shoot it sideways, it's going to take up the full screen and be vertical. But here we go. That, again, is from Jim Kelly. Jim, thank you so much for sharing that. That's out of the Philadelphia community. Beautiful, beautiful part of East Tennessee. Jeff Thomason, taken from Chodo in West Knoxville. So here's what it looks like from Chodo in West Knoxville, looking off towards the west. You can see those Mamadas clouds again. Sign of a turbulent atmosphere. And that's a live look there from looking towards Fort Loudon Dam. Let's show you what it looks like from West Knoxville, Fox Road Marina again. That's a live look there from West Knoxville, looking at that storm. I can pan it to the right a little bit more, looking a little bit further to the north, but you kind of get into all the boats and some trees. This is a live view once again from downtown Clinton, Anderson County, so you can see how that cell and is working its way from screen left to screen right. And we'll show you what it looks like from Union County here. Let's pan that camera from Union County. We'll just pan this live on the on air here. There we go. So this is on top of the courthouse in Union County. We'll look a little bit further to the south, closer to, say, Knoxville. And again, not too terribly bad right now. And how about this beautiful view? This is, if you've not seen this camera view, this is up on top of Anakeesta. So you've got Gatlinburg right there in the bottom right-hand side of the screen, the Smoky Mountain National Park in the far left-hand side of the screen. Gorgeous sunset taking shape there in the Smokies. Some folks up on top of that tower may not even have a clue of what's going on around East Tennessee. You can see the radar loop in the top left-hand side of the screen, how it's just slowly but surely working its way to the east. Starting to sprinkle a little bit in south of New Tazewell. All right, so Campbell County's in the thick of it right now. Let's just start you on the northern side of the storm. So Clairfield, Habersham, La Follette, all in the thick of it right now. Harrogate, Speedwell, Powell Valley. Fincastle, La Follette in the thick of it right now. Jacksboro, Caryville on the backside of it. So if you're joining me from, say, Interstate 75 in Campbell County and anybody further to the west, you are in the clear of the threat for severe weather. Morgan County, you are in the clear. Go enjoy your dinner. Same with folks joining us from Scott and Fentress County, Cumberland County, and also Bledsoe and Ray County in the clear. Don't hold up just a little bit longer in Meigs County, and heads up in McMinn County, Monroe County, and Loudoun County, as these are all moving into your counties as we speak. What's up, Andrew? A Witcher weather watcher himself joining live on the platform. Thundering and lightning loud in Campbell County right now, as it should be, because you are literally in the middle of it. But the funny thing is you say it's thundering, and I'm literally getting 0 lightning strikes with this. So I'll be curious to see if something starts to pop up here in a second. I sent you some photos. All right, let's take a look at some more photos. So this is from, let's see, Angela. Angela, I do not have your photo yet. We've got one from Andrea Shaw facing Knox County from Clinton near 122, Clinton Norris exit. Just starting to rain right now. So this is what it looks like there north of Interstate 75, north of downtown Knoxville. Some dark, ominous looking clouds right there. Thanks, Andrea. I appreciate you. Here's another one coming in from Anna Laughlin, I think it is. Anna Laughlin, raining and windy. The more information that you can put on your photos, the better information I can share with everybody. So don't forget to put as much information as you can. You can give me direction that you're pointing the camera. Time always helps as well. And somebody's enjoying Brian's taking us out to dinner tonight. Brian, why didn't you call me? I thought you said you were buying me dinner from the Texas Roadhouse. Giving them a big shout out this evening. Got some nice little Mamadas clouds showing up in West Knoxville there, Turkey Creek area. Hey, Matthew, how are you? Hey, Angela. I mean, sometimes it takes a little bit longer for some of these photos to come on in. But again, we've got some special weather statements now showing up in Claiborne County, Union County, all until 8 p.m. this evening. No severe weather as it stands right now. Downtown Clinton's getting ready to get hammered with some pretty heavy rainfall. A gorgeous sunset taking shape from the Smoky Mountains here this evening. And where we do have some of the heavier rain getting ready to work its way in, that would be right here. Downtown Clinton. Already starting to rain a little bit. And we'll see just a little bit more. So we're going to be watching these cells for you folks. So Clinton's right now in the center of your screen. So what we're going to be watching is from Clinton in this area. We're going to be watching everything that's coming in from the south. So all of this is going to be working its way north and northeast. So Hardin Valley, Carnes, Farragut, Lenoir City, you are all next in line for seeing some pretty good showers. Kind of get rocked and rolled for a little bit. Starting to get a little bit of an enhancement showing up just south of Paint Rock. Maybe a little bit of hail showing up with that system as well. Because again, it can't rule out a little bit of hail. Just wasn't expecting any severe hail per se. And no hail showed up on that one yet. And we just don't have a lot of rotation. So this is great. Not a lot of shear showing up. We've got speed shear. Winds changing speed with height. The higher you go in the atmosphere, the faster the winds are going to be blowing because we've got a low-level jet that's cranking. I mean, you can see right above me, the camera in downtown Clinton. Boy, it's looking dark and ominous there. And if I pan that camera, so kind of give you perspective for those of you that have ever been to Clinton, or if you're joining me from around that area. Let me take that camera full so you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. That is pointing right over Aspire Park. Okay. Aspire Park is right there along that ridge top and on the other side. Kind of give you perspective of what I'm looking at and where we are. So that would basically be south and southwest. That's looking off to the west, southwest-ish. Anyways. Let's go back to the radar here. All right, Monroe County, special weather statement until 8 o'clock. Again, Loudoun County until 8 o'clock. And McMinn County, special weather statement until 8 o'clock. Lenoir City, Farragut, and we'll say Sweetwater, Philadelphia, Tellico Village. Heads up, you've got some pretty good heavy rain, some strong gusty winds as we take a look inside that storm. Right along right along Interstate 75, 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. Outside of Paint Rock, 29 mile per hour winds. But you can see where the strongest winds are. On the back side of that, you can see that we don't have a lot of wind. On the leading edge of that and out ahead of it, we have some stronger winds that are getting ready to work their way into Loudoun. So Loudoun, Lenoir City, some strong gusty winds upwards of 50 to 55 miles per hour. If these are being transferred down to the surface, which they potentially could be, and we'll have to watch out to see if we start to see this bowing out just a little bit more. See that little right there? Does it bow out a little bit more? And if it does, it's going to translate those winds down to the surface and really rock and roll Lenoir City, Loudoun, Sweetwater, Tellico Village, possibly West Knoxville. All right, since we don't have any severe weather, if you're just joining me right now and tuning in, we got another photo that just came in. This was from Julie, a Witcher Weather Watcher, off in the distance from Whitesburg. So she's a long ways away from where these storms are right now. It's going to be a hot minute there, Julie. Some dark, ominous-looking clouds right there from Whitesburg in Hamblen County. But so far, so good in Hamblen County. No big deal there. The app radar is showing it just might clip Pigeon Forge at the moment. Over the next couple of hours there, Chris? It's a lot of lightning. We actually don't have a lot of lightning. You can see I have 0 lightning strikes showing up right now. What's up, Blake? How are you, my friend? There is a place to submit photos on the app. Let's see if I can show you what I'm talking about. I'll pull up the app, see if this will show up. I'm not 100% sure this is going to work here tonight, but we'll try. We'll try my best and forget the rest, right? That's what we do. So let me bring this up here and see if this shows up. There it is. All right, there's the East Tennessee Weather app right there, front and center. Okay, so now this is the app on my computer. You cannot get the app on the computer anymore. I got it before they discontinued it for the computer. It doesn't really show everything, but on your cell phone it does. And so you get the 2 weather updates right there, which is 1-minute weather and forecast updates. You get the interactive radar. So if you click on that interactive radar, it takes you to the radar. Let it populate here in just a second. You can see I've got surface maps on there as well. Oops. Let's see. Maybe it's not going to show up right because it is on my computer. There it is. And so if you go back to the radar, you can get an idea. There's your special weather statements. You can click on those. And when you click on a special weather statement or a severe thunderstorm warning and whatnot, just click that little icon on the bottom right-hand side, the exclamation mark. That will give you every piece of information from the National Weather Service, by the way. So it goes above and beyond just the radar and the futurecast. But if you were to play this or loop this over the next, this will be your past 2 hours. This is what the interactive radar looks like on the East Tennessee Weather app. And there's your futurecast of 2 hours. See how well that's performing? There's your past 2 hours. It pauses at the current hour and then gives you a progression of 2 hours based on what's going on out there right now. Let me show you a little bit of a wider view. I've also got the surface map on there showing you the cold front. The cold front's still back off to our west, but that gives you a great idea of what to expect. And one suggestion or recommendation I would highly recommend is that you actually put on lightning. So this is showing 1 lightning strike up just outside of Williamsburg, Kentucky. But if you click on the cogwheel on the top right-hand side of the screen, you go to overlays and you click on, you can have alerts, you can have lightning, earthquakes, a bunch of hurricane stuff as well. Obviously, we're not in hurricane season, but that's not too far away. And then there's a bunch of data, right? You got a 24-hour futurecast, rainfall amounts, snowfall forecast. It's all model data. SPC. So when you look at the SPC, I clicked on day number 1. This will show us what the Storm Prediction Center is forecasting for the severe weather event that's not taking shape. But that's okay. And you can see all the alerts across the country as well. So the East Tennessee Weather app is going to be a wealth of information. A lot of folks don't know that this is what I've been doing. I saw some folks at a school today, and, they introduced me from the old TV station. I was like, well, hold on a second. I don't work there anymore. But a lot of them didn't even know I ran a weather app. So if you're joining me on Facebook this evening, make sure you go to your app store, search East Tennessee Weather. I've thrown it in the chat. Of course, the chat has been going crazy, so I will throw it in the chat one more time for you folks. Because again, I highly recommend the app, not just because I run it, but I really do think, ask anybody that has the app, I really do think that they think it's a great app. The lightning notifications, the watches and warnings, which, by the way, to be honest with you, I have a lot of other apps in town. Mine beats the other apps when it comes to watches and warnings by almost 2 minutes in some cases. So there you go. I just threw it in the chat right there. That's what it looks like. Look for that in the chat itself. There's a little link at the bottom. Click on that link. And if that doesn't work for you, hopefully it does, but if it doesn't work, and somebody if somebody's on here and wants to let me know if that's working or not, that would be great, because then I would actually know if it's working. I guess I could go to my Facebook page. And there we go. I just threw the app in there in and of itself, so you can get an idea of just the link itself. Chris likes the app. There we go. Special weather statement again continues or expires in 19 minutes for Scott, Campbell, Claiborne, Morgan, Anderson, Union, and Lee County. And I'm just going to try to see if this is going to show up. Okay, it does show up. So click on that link that I just threw in there, and it took me right to the App Store. Now you're not going to see that very well. And the East Tennessee Weather app. So again, that link is working in the chat. It doesn't look like it's a hyperlink, but it is. And it seems to be working just fine. And if you're wondering how do you submit photos through the East Tennessee Weather app, there's a link that says submit a photo. You click on it. You can either take a picture right there or upload it from your camera roll. And put as much information in as you possibly can. And by the way, you've seen them scrolling rotating in the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Big shout out to all the advertisers and sponsorships with East Tennessee Weather as they continue to make this product and this platform 100% free to you. I can never charge for weather information, but I got to keep the lights on in my house as well. And in order to do that, we've got a lot of sponsorships going on with the East Tennessee Weather app and all the platforms I'm using, whether it be all social media. The app is hands down number one. Listen, we've got a lot of people that have downloaded the East Tennessee Weather app, not just here locally, but across the country. Folks that may travel here and are interested in the weather, wanted to stay on too. They used to live here, have family members still here, and they use it all the time. Get a lot of touches on the app every single month. Hey, Mike, is there cold air behind the storm system? There is. Oh, wait, you're on a laptop. Duh. Well, that's okay. Just go to your cell phone and search East Tennessee Weather from your app store. The link takes me to your website. Okay. Well, it would take you to the website because you cannot get the app on the computer. The link took you to the app store. That's exactly where you need to be. The link works. Awesome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. You're going to ask Nor'easter Nick to be sure about what? Jim, Nor'easter Nick is a good friend of mine. Joe says, the app tells us all kinds of notifications when Mike is going to go live, which is awesome as well. I do send out a push notification every time I'm live. Which, speaking of which, is probably a good time to issue a little notification out ahead of this system for the folks, because I didn't issue it for all of East Tennessee, but now that it's starting to work its way into the Knoxville area, so if you have the app right now and you are on it, you may get another alert depending on where you live. So let's get that in here. Just need to notify people that storms are moving on in, which is always great. Love that I can geofence people. So I'll be curious to see if you actually get these. So this is going to take folks to the homepage. So I'm going to send it right now. Here we go. Just sent it for the rest of East Tennessee. So I didn't want to bother anybody that I knew the storms were going to be there for a long time. And now I just sent the notification to the folks on the eastern half of East Tennessee so they can all tune in now and say, oh, there's the storms. Or maybe you're joining me on Facebook. So I got the notification as well. That means I circled my place twice apparently. But anyways, all right. So who was saying that? Let's see. Jim, put Abby on here. Man, I've been trying. You got an alert from the app about 15 miles from your location. Nice. So we've got one lightning strike. So the question is asked, Monica, where do you live? Because the only lightning strike I see is just north of Athens. Are you in McMinn County? Or Monroe County. That's where we have that one little lonely lightning strike right there, along Interstate 75. Super thankful that we have not seen any severe weather out of this system so far. There it is. There's that lightning strike. So see how quickly that is? We have one lightning strike just outside of Sweetwater, McMinn County, Monroe County, and outside of Loudoun County. And folks are getting notified. Oh, you downloaded it for your Chromebook. This is great. So I guess if you have a Chromebook, you can download the East Tennessee Weather app. Awesome, John. Thanks. I appreciate that. I'm an Apple guy, but I've got an Android in here so I can keep an eye on the app itself, and because Apple and Android are a little bit different, they operate a little bit differently. Shelby got the alert. How long is it expected to last in the Powell area? So we're going to get a lot more folks joining in as it starts to move its way into a little bit more of a populated area. Special weather statement right now for Bradley and West Polk County. That just coming in. All right, let's start. Got a lot of new folks coming in since I sent that push notification. We've been broadcasting here now for the last hour or so. As the storm has slowly worked its way off the Cumberland Plateau, now it's passing I-75. It's moving its way into Knoxville. So let's give everybody an update on what to expect. Of course, it is now 7:47, and we've got a line of showers No severe weather right now, but we have a lot of special weather statements indicating that winds could be gusting upwards of 45 miles per hour along the leading edge of the storm system. Doesn't mean anything can't or won't become severe, but definitely going to be packing a punch. And if you have photos that you want to submit and you have the East Tennessee Weather app, you can submit those photos and I will share those on the air. All right, so we'll start you on the northern side. Powell Valley Speedwell. So Speedwell on the backside of that. First of all, let me just call out who's okay. So Campbell County, you're good. Scott County, Fentress County, Morgan County, you're good. Let's see, Anderson County, almost. The central and western half of Anderson County is great. Knox County, it is moving in, and it's getting ready to rock and roll from Hardin Valley to Carnes, Farragut. We've been showing you a live view. This is a live view, by the way, in downtown Clinton, Anderson County here, where it's been rocking and rolling for a little bit. It's getting a little bit darker out there, but the strongest part of the cell has already moved its way from that area and will start to work its way into Union County, at which point we'll take another live view from my Union County camera that will be showing the storms rocking and rolling. So this is a live look from Union County. And again, the skies are darkening up. Of course, we're getting into sundown, but the storm is starting to work its way into Union County. All right, back to the radar for folks that are just now tuning in. A lot of folks just chimed in. All right, so we'll start you off in Claiborne County. Folks joining us from Harrogate, Tazewell, Big Barron, and Sharps Chapel. Heads up. Storms are starting to work their way into your area, but no severe weather as it stands right now. Katie, I'm going to work my way towards Louisville, here in just a second. Norris Lake, anybody joining us from Norris Lake and surrounding areas? This is going to be working its way from Big Barron, Sharps Chapel into Norris right now. It is moving its way into Norris as we speak. Next in line would be Maynardville, Raccoon Valley, Paulette, along Maynardville Pike. We'll come down a little bit closer to 441 and starting to work its way right over 441 towards Halls. High School Powell starting to get into the thick of it. Claxton, you are in the thick of it right now. Clinton, you're starting to see improving conditions. So Halls, Fountain City, downtown Knoxville, and then we'll go a little bit further east, Holston Hills, Skagston, House Mountain area up towards Corrington. You would be next in line, and I'll time everything out for you all here in just a second. So give me just a second. Let's just go up and down the line, then I'll start timing things out for you because I know a lot of folks are going to be asking a lot of questions. All right, so West Hill, so we'll go to West Knoxville. So it's over Carnes, Ball Camp, Hardin Valley, Farragut, now moving its way into Farragut anyways. So close to the East Tennessee Weather Center. That it's going to be pouring here in a little bit. Downtown Knoxville, South Knoxville, Rocky Hill, Louisville, you are next in line. I will time it out for you. Whoever said something about Louisville, I guess that was Katie. Lenore City in the thick of things right now. So we'll take you a live view from my Loudoun County camera. So this, ooh, look at that. That's crazy looking. All right, let me take this full here for a second. I will time everything out, but this is the live look. So this is the Loudoun Dam right there in the top right-hand side of the screen. Look at the leading edge of that little gust front. That's going to rock and roll. So now let me show you where that camera is and what direction we're looking at. So that camera, I mean, I said it was like Lenore City, but it's more like Loudoun County. So that camera that you're looking at right there is basically right, let's see, I think it's right around here. And so it's, whoa, there's some lightning. Now you're going to get some lightning strikes. And now this camera is looking right towards Lenore City. Well, it's a really wide angle view. So that camera is looking like that. So you can see this really 180 degree view. So let's go back to that camera here for a second, because this is the most intense part of the storm we've seen. I just got a push notification that from the East Tennessee Weather app that lightning is within 15 miles of my location. So there is very heavy rainfall over the dam right now. A gust front on the leading edge of that, showing us some strong winds are going to be moving on in. And we could see winds gusting to about 45 miles per hour at this point of the game. No severe weather at this point of the game. But if I were to highlight this for you, and just outside of Louisville, 42 mile per hour winds. Outside of Friendsville, 40, 50 mile per hour winds. Lenore City, about 15 mile per hour winds so far, but that is a very impressive looking cell. Tellico Village could see winds gusting to about 50 miles per hour or so, 45 to 50 miles per hour. That's why we have a special weather statement currently in the Greenback community and surrounding areas. And then now down towards Madisonville, 45, 48, so 30 to 45 mile per hour winds. So again, under severe weather criteria, but impactful weather either way you look at it. I mean, that is just one nasty looking cell right there. We're just going to do this. I know we've got, so new special weather statement expires now in 7 minutes for Roane, Loudoun, Meigs, McMinn, and Northwest Monroe County. So Louisville, Friendsville, Farragut, heads up. Lenoir City, you're in the thick of it right now. Benfield and Greenback, heads up. Lanier as well. All right, so let's go ahead and time things out for you. So we're going to keep that camera on for just a second. I will time things out. I'll call some city names. That is going to be an incredible lightning show. So we'll start up into Union County, first things first, and we'll go... Just going to call out a few cities. So Raccoon Valley, 802. It's now 753. New Tazewell, 804. Maynardville, 805. Tazewell, 807. Washburn, 820. Thornhill, 831. Sneedville, 833. Jonesville, 834. And Bean Station, 844. Now we'll move that a little bit. And we'll come down. Oops. Let's come back here. We'll come down a little bit further south. So Halls heads up, downtown Knoxville, obviously in the thick of it in Farragut. We'll come down to Loudoun County and show you who's going to be in the path of this as well. I'm just going to call out names so we can watch that camera view for a second because we do not have a severe weather event going on, but that is the most impressive view we've seen so far with this system. So West Hills right now, it's moving in West Hills right now. So Paulette, 757, Bearden, 758. So in just a few minutes. Friendsville, 8 o'clock. Rocky Hill, 8 o'clock. Neyland Stadium, downtown Knoxville, 8:03. And Louisville at 8:05. And we'll come down just a little bit further because we don't have a ton of activity south of that. But we'll go places like Friendsville again, 758-ish. Von Orr, 8:01. Greenback, 8:03. Fort Loudoun now, 8:04. McGee-Tyson Airport, about 8:08 along Alcoa Highway. Alcoa, 8:10. And Rockford, 8:11. And that storm is going to just start blasting that camera here in just a second. Great news that we don't have any severe weather right now, but the strongest part of this entire system is what we are looking at on camera. Just above me, I've got the radar. So Lenoir City's in the thick of it. Tellico Village is in the thick of it. Loudon's in the thick of it. Friendsville, you, if not, are already in the thick of it. That right there is heading into your area, along with you folks in Greenback, Benfield. If it holds together, Maryville, Rockford, Alcoa would be next in line. Rocky Hill as well. Getting some good solid rain showers now here in West Knoxville, where the East Tennessee Weather Studio is. Special weather statement expires in 4 more minutes for Scott, Campbell, Claiborne, Morgan, Anderson, and Union County, along with Lee County, Virginia. That expires in 4 minutes. Take a look at that camera. Watch this. Look at that, just rain shaft, just moving its way in. And what you're looking at is front and center. That's what you're looking at right there on camera. That is what we are looking at on the radar. Follow along on the East Tennessee Weather app. That definitely looks wicked, doesn't it, Susie? Granger County, Blaine, I'll get to you here in just a little bit. Stand by. We're just going to watch this camera for a second. I mean, how fast conditions deteriorated. And again, what you're looking at on camera is a live East Tennessee weather camera looking towards Fort Loudoun Dam. And that cell right there is what we're looking at. Now, I don't know. My computer only says we've got one lightning strike here over the last 5 minutes. We may be getting a little bit more than that. although I don't see a ton on there. I see one of the latest lightning strikes just to the south and west of Lenore City by 3 miles. That was wicked looking, wasn't it? Let's go back to the radar. That's what we're looking at. That cell right there is what's doing that. Right there. No severe weather, but boy, I tell you what, it's going to rock and roll. So Louisville, Friendsville, you are next in line. Anybody traveling along Interstate 40 from West Hills through Farragut, Kingston Pike area, say Oak Ridge Highway. It's rocking and rolling up Interstate 75 through Powell. All right, so some of you were asking about some other places. It's going to be a while before it moves its way in JC. How long before it hits Newport? I know, so I had Granger County and Newport. So let's zoom out. Let's show you what we're talking about. So no severe weather, but impactful weather, either way you look at it. From Claiborne County to Union County. We'll take a live look at Union County now. So that storm, here's a live look just above me in Union County from the courthouse. And this whole cell is getting ready to work its way into Union County, or excuse me, Maynardville. Let's go back to that. I was watching a little bit of this inflow out of Paulette. There's a little bit of no concern right now, but I was watching just outside of Raccoon Valley in Paulette. There happened to be a little bit of a notch. But when you look inside of that storm right there and you switch over to the velocity and look at the winds inside that storm system, no rotation showing up. We have a special weather statement now for Loudoun, Knox, Northwest Blount, and North Sevier County that will expire in 45 minutes. Look at some of these winds moving into Friendsville. So Louisville, 45 mile per hour winds south of Friendsville, 59 mile per hour winds, possibly 57 in Greenback. Again, it's just shooting just off the surface. The radar's all the way in Hamlin County, so it's a long ways away. So this is shooting up just above the surface. So are some of those winds getting transferred to the surface? And remember, a severe thunderstorm warning is 58 mile per hour winds or greater. Whitney, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Very strong wind and rain in Powell right now, Knox County side. Wind as strong as Cedar Bluff and Middleburg Pike. Thank you very much, Juanita. I appreciate you. Very strong wind and rain in the Powell, Knox County area. Bob Gray, crazy in Bob Gray right now. Funny thing is this is the strongest part of the cell moving its way into Friendsville, right along 321. So 321 from Maryville to Friendsville. It's going to be rocking and rolling. That's going to be working its way into Louisville. So here's a little closer view of some folks. Mahoney Mill, Mount Vernon, Arlen, Louisville, Cactus Cove, if any of these names ring a bell to you. Green Meadow, Armona, McGee-Tyson Airport, Mentor, of course, Chandler. These are all neighborhoods and smaller communities. Marble Hill, Meadow, Big Springs, Benfield, Aldenwick. And if we look at the future cast, special weather statement expires in 28 minutes for Hamilton, Bradley, and West Polk County. So if we take a look at our future cast, this is our future cast scan that you can also get on the East Tennessee Weather app. See how pretty accurate that is? I mean, it's not too far off. It gives us a really good idea. So this is a future cast over the next 2 hours. You can see how it's going to blast its way through. So watch this. So let me just start over. There's where the storm is basically now, right? And then so it's going to be working its way over Louisville, Rocky Hill, maybe downtown Knoxville by 8:30. So within the next 30 minutes or so. It's gonna, if this storm holds together, it's going to be blasting its way right over Alcoa Highway, John Sevier Highway, towards the Seymour area, downtown Knoxville, East Knoxville, Alcoa, Maryville, and Rockford. So that's a future cast that we're looking at. And as I expand the view to show everybody else what's going on, this is a future cast over 2 hours is what you're looking at based on what's going on right now. Let me just stop that for a second. There's our reflectivity. That's actually what's happening. And then we go over to the future scan. You can see how it's really picking up. And you'll get this on the East Tennessee Weather app, by the way, with the interactive radar. It gives you 2 hours of a future scan, a future cast based on what's going on right now. So again, I cannot stress it enough. Download the East Tennessee Weather app. Go to your app store and search East Tennessee Weather. I'll throw the link in the chat once more since we got a lot of folks joining us. So I'm throwing the link in. If you just click on this link, it'll take you to your app store, whether it be Android or iPhone. And I don't know if that works so well. Let's see. Copy. Let's get this one in here. There we go. Click on that second one I just put in there. It's going to look like that in the chat. If you click on that, that's going to give you, take you to your app store. And then you can download the app. Dwayne likes the app. Dwayne, I like you as well. So we've got a special weather statement for Knox County until 8:45, a special weather statement for Sevier County until 8:45, and a special weather statement for Blount County until 8:45. We've got a special weather statement for Loudoun County till 8:45, but the strongest part of the cell has now since moved its way into West Knoxville and into Blount County, into the western part of Blount County. If we go a little bit further to the south, we have not had as much activity further to our south, so pretty quiet conditions down the I-75 corridor towards Chattanooga. Sure, we've got some stormy weather back to our south and west over Alabama, but in the grand scheme of things, really not too terribly bad, not to mention everything seems to be shaping up just fine so far. So we're definitely going to be talking about that. Oh, thanks. Wifey brought me some water. Thanks, wifey. Little did she know that I have got my East Tennessee Weather mug with some water in it. But that was so nice of her. All right. So special weather statement now. Knox County and Blount and Sevier County. That's where, and Union County now. We're starting to get the strongest part of that cell showing up now in Union County. So right over Union County right now. Downtown Maynardville. That's what it looks like from the Maynardville courthouse. The storm is not severe. We have special weather statements, which means it's just under severe criteria. Now, it is going to rock and roll, Nicole. We're talking winds gusting to about 45 miles per hour or so, and this could translate into a severe thunderstorm warning fairly quickly. But at this point of the game, we have not had any severe weather so far. It is just going to produce blinding rain. Probably don't want to be on the roadways here this evening if you don't need to be. So 2 areas of a little bit more concern, if you will. Let's go back to the radar. Union County, northern Knox County, and also West Knox County moving its way into Blount County are the 2 areas that we're going to see the strongest winds and the heaviest rain. So we'll start you off towards Louisville. So Farragut, Friendsville, in the thick of it. Lenore City, Woodlawn, Hardin Valley, you are in the clear now. Next in line would be Alcoa Highway, John Sevier Highway. So from downtown Knoxville to Rockford, Alcoa, Maryville, and continuing down 411 through Von Nor and Greenback. So Greenback in the middle of it. Lanier and Benfield, you would be next in line along with Maryville. And this is where we are likely to see the strongest winds associated with this. 50 mile per hour is 56 there, 60, 55. So Rockford, Alcoa, Maryville, you could be seeing 50 to 60 mile per hour winds here. 40. Let's just go 45 to 60 mile per hour winds here real quick in just a short while. Then we'll go back up a little bit further to the north where we, and that's really, I think that's where we have the strongest winds. But back up to the north, we'll show you the radar. The radar looks impressive just south of Maynardville. So Paulette, you're in the clear. Raccoon Valley in the middle of it. Luttrell, Corrington, Blaine, House Mountain, Skagston, anybody along 11W. That would be Rutledge Pike, all the way up to Joppa and Rutledge. Heads up, this is heading your way. Now, when we look at inside the storm, we just got a radar update here. So it is getting ready to rock and roll in Corrington, Luttrell. We have some spin showing up, but nothing too concerning. When you look at velocity, I think we're doing okay. I.e., no tornadoes at this point of the game. I think we're just going to continue to see some very strong, gusty winds. Oops. So Tallahassee, Happy Valley, Lanier, Benfield, Maryville, Alcoa, heads up. Townsend, Wallen, you'd be next in line. Anybody like from Maryville to Wildwood into Seymour along 411 or along 441 or even Alcoa Highway or Pellissippi Parkway. All the way from the 40 and Pellissippi Parkway split down through Westland, down through past North Shore Drive. So North Shore Drive through Rocky Hill is getting hammered right now. And this is all going to move its way into the downtown Knoxville area. Again, this is tracking to the east-northeast. When you look at a radar loop over the last 15 minutes, this is a 15-minute radar loop. And so you can see how it's tracking to the east-northeast. So we'll stop it now, and we'll track this one for you. All right, so the Bearden area, it's basically on top of you right now. It is 8:09, so 8:10. McGee-Tyson Airport right now as well, or in just a minute or so. Alcoa 8:12, Rockford 8:14, Maryville 8:15, Neyland Stadium, downtown Knoxville 8:16, Eagleton Village at 8:16 as well. And even points further to the north and northeast, so let me just move that here for you. So places like Jefferson City within the next, so what you're looking at on the map is that box is going to show you 2 hours. No, I take that back. That box is only showing you 1 hour. So over the next hour, Jefferson City, Dandridge, Kodak, Sevierville. Let's see what else we got. We got Strawberry Plains, Holston Hills, Seymour, Thorn Grove, Jefferson City, White Pine, Bainbury, Douglas Lake. All in the path of what's going on to your south and west, which is over West Knoxville and moving its way into the Maryville community. That is one of the strongest parts of this line so far. Along with what's going on in Union County and northern Knox County. So let's highlight that for you folks. So we'll take that one out 45 minutes. Or excuse me, 45 miles per hour, 1 hour, I should say. So the one over Maynardville and Union County, North Knoxville, over the Corrington area, Blaine, Rutledge, right around Morristown, Whitesburg, Bean Station, and Rogersville. You would all be next in line as we take a little bit of a closer. We have Thornhill, Joppa, Cherokee Lake. What else do we have? Bean Station, I said that. Washburn, along 11W. So that right there is that part of that cell. I mean, I can show you right above me is what it looks like in downtown Gatlinburg From Anakista, that is nice and quiet right now, but you can see on the far right-hand side of the screen, the dark, ominous clouds are starting to roll on in as the sun is setting, and pretty cool view right there. What to expect the rest of the night? So as this main line comes on through, Dwayne, I think probably it's going to continue to rock and roll and weaken as it moves its way to the north and northeast. But quiet conditions and then colder temperatures is pretty much what we can expect for the rest of the evening. What's up, RB Samar? I think that's what that is. Starting to rain at exit 398. Thanks, Brian. Greenville. It's gonna be a while in Greenville. So if I were to take this out over 2 hours, you'll see how that changes. There's squall line number 2. Let's do squall line number 1. So you can see how that changes. So Greenville, you're going to see this within the next 2 hours. That's those boxes right there that you see on the screen. Oh, you don't see those. I apologize. Let's bring that back up here. I was showing you a cool view. All right, so there we go. What you see on the screen right there is 2 hours, okay? So let's see. Oops. Okay. So the first one, Knoxville, Maryville, 8, like right now. Springfield, 817. Downtown Knoxville, basically right now. But the strongest part of that cell could be in downtown Knoxville at 817. Holston Hills at 825. And then over the next 2 hours, it's going to work its way into Cott County, Hamblin County, Jefferson County, and Greene County, as well as parts of Hamblin County as well. So Greenville and Baileyton, I would say the next hour to 2 hours, probably the next hour and a half to really 2 hours. And then a little bit further to the north, we've got the second one, and that is moving its way into Washburn at 819, just 819, Joppa 823, Rutledge 830, Thornhill 831, Cherokee Lake 839, Bean Station 849, Rogersville 911, Burgoynesville 922, and Church Hill at 930. And again, no severe weather right now. Just some strong, gusty, impactful weather. Winds gusting to 40 to 50 miles per hour out of some of these storms. Do I see it weakening as it gets to White Pine? I do. I mean, it's the sun's setting now. We're running into a little bit more stable air. So I do. But need to watch it because, again, it kind of showed signs of weakening, then kind of ramped back up a little bit for, say, Loudoun and Blount County and parts of Knox County and also Union County should start to weaken. But because it's impactful weather, I wanted to be here for you. Thanks, Derek. I appreciate that. So we have a special weather statement expiring in 29 minutes for Loudoun, Knox, Northwest Blount, and North Sevier County. That is all we have right now. We actually have a couple special weather statements across the Southern Valley for Polk County and Hamilton County that run until 8:30. It's 8:15, so about another 15 minutes or so. But this is it. This once this line right here comes on through, smooth sailing. Colder tomorrow. And when we get done with this live broadcast, I will update the East Tennessee Weather app and the platforms because I updated it before we went live. But you can click over on the East Tennessee Weather app and check in on Witcher's 1 minute weather or your full forecast. Get the forecast for tomorrow and the coming days. Talking about the chillier weather. We're only going to be in the 50s tomorrow. We're going to be in the 50s tomorrow with 30s for low temperatures on Friday morning. We're back into the 60s and 70s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then another storm system heads our way Sunday night. A deeper, colder trough could potentially have some strong thunderstorms, very windy conditions out ahead of it, and a sharper cold front, meaning it's going to get darn right chilly. Monday, high temperatures. Monday and Tuesday, we're probably highs are only going to be in the 30s and 40s. Low temperatures Tuesday, Wednesday, we're talking 20s and 30s. So old man winter's not done with us yet. Sorry about that, Katie. Listen, I'm just the bearer of bad news, aren't I? The special weather statement expires now in 13 minutes for Hamilton, Bradley, and West Polk County. So this is what we're, okay, let's come back down here now. Now we're starting to get a little bit of a bow. So let's check this one out. So see how we were talking about it earlier if you were with us. See how, let me just change this to blue. I think blue would be better. See how this right there is kind of bowing out? Means we're probably getting some strong winds coming in on the backside of that. And that's going to translate to some stronger winds out ahead of the storm. So when you actually look at the velocity product, you can see winds on the backside of that are only about 38 miles per hour, but out ahead of it, we're about 45 to 50, 55, 53, 56 miles per hour. So out ahead of that bow, we get some stronger wind gusts. See how that translates? And so that is going to bring in some stronger wind gusts for Rockford, Wildwood, Springville. Maryville's probably getting rocking and rolling right now along 411. So we've got Prospect, Oakview, Blunt Beach, 12 Oaks, Belmont Addition, Springfield, so Biddle Heights. These are all just little communities and little neighborhoods. Fairfield, Oakville, I said that. Cold Springs, Old Chilhowie, Eljoy, and Knob Creek. All could be experiencing some very strong winds. So let me show you what that looks like again. Let's come back down here. So Wildwood, 48 mile per hour winds. 51 just outside of Fairfield and south of Blunt Beach. North of that, moving its way towards Bays Mountain Estates, maybe 40 mile per hour winds. Even further south of that, south of Maryville, so working its way towards Blackberry Farm and Walland, 50, 55 mile per hour winds possibly. So right along the leading edge, and we switch back to the radar, and you can see how these winds are being transferred to the surface, or at least the radar is reaching the upper parts of the atmosphere and reading that. But I'll throw this blue line on again. So this is the leading edge of our storm, right? So moved its way through Maryville. So that's the leading edge of our storm. Now I'll switch over to the velocity product to give you an idea of the winds inside the storm. Thank goodness for Doppler radar. Let us know what's going on. On the back side of this, lighter wind. So right here, lighter wind. On the front side of that, I'll change the color to red. We have stronger winds right here. So that's where we have the stronger winds. And again, I'll switch back to the radar because this will really kind of paint a picture, I think, for you. There's the radar, right? There's the velocity. Stronger winds in red, lighter winds on the backside of that, and it's all progressing its way eastward. So 441, 411, 321, anybody east of Maryville and Alcoa Highway, no severe weather, but definitely some nasty weather. Special weather statement right now for Sevier County until 8:45. For Blount County until 8:45, Knox County also until 8:45. What's up, Matthew? How are you, my friend? Thanks for jumping in here. What's the weather look like up? What's the wind look like up near Lake City for the next few hours? Great, calming. Sure, it's gonna be breezy back behind this whole system, and still rainy. But anybody west of this main line, so that would be Lake City, Maynardville, Halls, almost downtown Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Kingston, Sunbright, Scott County, Campbell County, you are in the clear. This is the last little bit of this line. Once this moves on through, we will see short falling temperatures, breezy, gusty, westerly, northwesterly winds. What's up, Laura? How are you? Thanks for coming to my kids' school today. I shared that picture not long ago. Did you see that, Laura? So if you didn't see this, hold on a second, okay? Hold on one second, Laura. Because I got a few more photos coming in. So we'll share some of these photos here in just a second. But I don't know if Laura saw this picture. And if anybody, I actually went to Montvale Elementary School, just south of Maryville, and went and spoke to the kindergartners all the way to 4th grade. And we talked all things weather right there. That was so much fun. They're so smart. I love talking to weather to kids. They just get so fascinated by it. One of my favorite questions to ask them is, do you actually think weather affects everybody in the world? And it's always a yes, no, right? No. Well, why? Well, what happens if somebody in Africa is getting sunshine and heat and we're getting cold and snow? Well, yeah, but sunshine and heat still weather, right? It is. All right, what were you asking about? Let's see. Is Farragut in the clear? Farragut, you are in the clear. Farragut's in the clear. Maryville, you're in the clear. Benfield, Friendsville, Louisville, you're in the clear. Lanier, you're in the clear. Anybody west of basically downtown Knoxville is in the clear. I'd say you could go to bed, but it's not like midnight, right? Like we do with some severe weather events. It's only 8:22. We got time, right? All right, so we got some other great photos to share with you here this evening. Coming in from the East Tennessee Weather app, by the way. Download the East Tennessee Weather app if you don't have it yet. And I was talking about the kids and told your kids, so hopefully your kid, who was that? That was, that was Laura. I don't know if your kid came home and told you that you should download the East Tennessee Weather app, but I told the kids that they should go home and tell mom and dad and grandma and grandpa, hey, listen, Mike Witcher came to my school. He said to download his East Tennessee Weather app. Just throwing it out there. I don't know if she said that or not. All right, let's show you a cool view. This is a really cool view of, let's see if it loads. It's kind of a cool perspective. I like the wide angle of that. A nice little wide angle shot. So this picture right now has been uploaded to the East Tennessee Weather app. This is from Ashley B off of Lovell Road. Great little shot there. Got another one from Denise Atkins, who joins us on the broadcast a lot. And there it is. So Denise on this one says, looking north, taken from north of Sharps Chapel near Big Barren area. Temperature is 69 now, dew point 61. Wind is at 3 miles per hour currently. So light winds as things begin to improve. How's your night? Is your night going well so far? Time on Kodak. All right, let's take it to Kodak. So Kodak, it's getting ready to. So let's go back to the radar here and answer. Locked Kitten 7389. Great little handle. Locked Kitten. I don't know if I should ask questions about that, but we'll just leave it there. All right, so let's say Kodak. This is moving basically north and northeast. So Kodak, about 15 minutes or so. Let me make sure that that is on the right. Yep, that is right. So about 15 minutes or so, it's going to be working its way into Kodak. It's outside just to the west of Seymour. So Seymour, it's moving into your area within 5 minutes. Walland, back edge of that is about 4 to 5 minutes or so. Let's say just north of that, we'll go Sevierville. Sevierville, about 20 minutes or so, give or take. About when the storms are going to move into your area. Pigeon Forge, Townsend, Gatlinburg. Maybe, yes, there's some stuff back to the west, not nearly as strong, but let's just say Townsend, about 15 minutes or so. We'll go Pigeon Forge within 30 minutes and Gatlinburg also within about 30 minutes or so. Then you go a little bit further. We'll go, let's go Douglas Lake. Anybody around Dandridge or Douglas Lake will also go about 30 minutes. Let's see. If this were to hold together and stay on a projection towards Newport, which is probably not going to, I say Newport, Cott County, probably within 45 minutes to an hour. Still have a nice little cell of heavy rain across parts of Granger County right now. Oops, let's get that off there. So Granger County working its way right towards the Doppler radar in Morristown, which, by the way, here's Morristown. Top right-hand side of the screen. Here's the Doppler radar. A little cone of silence right there. You're not going to get any data right there. And then as the radar shoots out, it also, because the Earth is curved, it shoots up. That's what the radar does. Well, that looks like a sunshine, but you get my point, right? And the further the radar is from the radar site itself, the higher that radar beam is, because that radar beam is a straight line. And you wouldn't think the curvature of the Earth from, say, Morristown to Corrington would be that much, but believe it or not, it actually does make a difference. Even more so the further away is, say, like from Morristown to the Cumberland Plateau. And that's why I was saying earlier, if you happen to be with me, snowstorms, even severe weather between the Nashville radar and the Morristown radar, the Cumberland Plateau is just smack dab in the middle, and the radar beam shoots too far off the ground to really get any good ground truth when it comes to snow and or tornadoes. It really would behoove the National Weather Service and NOAA to add a Doppler radar for the Cumberland Plateau. We've got a lot of gaps in the country, and that is one gap that definitely could use one because we get a lot more severe weather coming in out of Middle Tennessee for you folks on the plateau. Thanks, Ray. I appreciate that. Raining hard in Talbot, but no wind. I can hear the wind approaching right now in Kodak. How's Rockwood looking for the rest of the night? Rockwood is A-OK, my friend. Madison, you are doing great. You are very welcome. Well, now you're making me hungry, Seth, and I have not eaten dinner yet. Rocking and rolling right now, Beverly says. In Rutledge, it's probably rocking and rolling a little bit. There you go, Denise. We need more Witcher weather watchers. We need more ground truth, boots on the ground people, right? Hey, by the way, probably a good time to tell you, if you want to be a Witcher weather watcher, a storm spotter, A, for the National Weather Service, and B, for East Tennessee weather, you can do so. It's 100% free, and you get a free t-shirt and a hat with a cool new logo. Denise, did you order your shirt yet? Or your hat? And we have our first meetup on Saturday. So a lot of folks, I've not met these folks, but they're part of the platform, a private group. Go to easttnweather.com and then click on weather. And halfway down that little weather tab is called Witcher Weather Watchers. It will have a link to take you to the virtual course for the National Weather Service. You become an official Skywarn storm spotter with the National Weather Service, which is really cool in and of itself. And then you just email me, send me all your information, and we will get you connected to a private group, a private chat group. One of the first places I actually go when weather is hitting. And speaking of which, I was going to the Witcher Weather Watchers to see if there's any new information to share with you this evening. 37 mile per hour wind gusts right now in Seymour. Thanks, Ken. I appreciate that. So remember, we got that special weather statement for Loudoun, Knox, Blount, and Sevier County that will expire in about 15 minutes. Listen, folks, I think that's going to be about a wrap here this evening. Sure, we've got some heavy rain, some strong gusty wind in Claiborne County, Sneedville area, north of Bean Station. That's going to work its way, not much up there. Rock Hill, Dry Branch, Fox Branch, Kyles Ford. We'll say Edison, Chestnut Grove, Morelltown, Lee Valley, Duck Creek, Luther, Yountown, Friendship, and Klondike. But other than that, we don't even have a special weather statement on that. Good solid thunderstorm. Not even really much in the way of thunderstorm. We don't have any lightning strikes in this vantage point right now. Also, if you folks joining us from, say, Jefferson County, Hamblin County, Granger County, got some pretty good cells right along in between 11E and 11W. It is tracking to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So Bean Station, Morristown, Thornhill again, maybe Bulls Gap in Rogersville, Whitesburg, but nothing really too crazy. And a little bit further to the south along 411, moving its way into Seymour right now, and 321 over Walland. Listen, Townsend, you're going to be scathed by just a little bit. This is all going to be tracking its way towards Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, along the Turnpike, and Kodak. So that storm right there is no severe weather threat, special weather statement, strong gusty winds, but this is tracking to the northeast at 45 miles per hour. And so that right there is about the timing that you'll see. So we'll go Seymour right now, Kodak at 840, Pigeon Forge at 850, Douglas Lake at 852, Dandridge 856, Bainbury 906, Newport 917, and Parrottsville at 924. All calm right now in Tazewell. Thanks, Denise. I appreciate you. Heading to bed. Thanks, Mike, for the heads up. You are very welcome. My friend just came in from the gym. It started raining when I got home. There we go. What about Dandridge? There we go. Dandridge also about 8:56. It's 8:31, so about 20 minutes or so. No severe weather out there, but definitely A-okay. Are we good to go to bed, folks? I love it. I don't know where you are, but I'd say everybody's good to go to bed if you want to go to bed right now. There's no severe weather. Just wanted to keep folks on abreast of what's going on. That's all. A couple special weather statements. No severe weather right now. Everything seems to be doing A-okay. But a lot of folks are interested when things start rumbling around and getting crazy. Elaine says it's calmer now in Maryville. Thanks, Elaine. I appreciate you. And you, sir, are welcome. Or Miss Tom 1. I can never get the handles right, so if I butcher it, I am so sorry. I try to read them as much as I can, but I appreciate you too, my friend. My favorite time to sleep. There you go, Angie. I love it. Say hi to the family for me if you don't mind. Rain and strong winds right now in Seymour. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate that. Calm in Louisville right now. Seymour for my mom. Hard rain, heavy wind. And it would be. Seymour's right there in the center of your screen. And Kodak, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, and Wares Valley, you're next in line. When you look at the winds along the leading edge of this frontal boundary, or this system anyways, the winds have really started to back off as well. 40, 17, 35, 20, 32. So great news. Things are really starting to calm down. I would say maybe in Pigeon Forge. So special weather statement now. Northwest Cocke County in the Smoky Mountains, Jefferson County, Northwest Blount County, North Sevier County, and Severe Smoky Mountains. So this is now the special weather statement that the National Weather Service has just issued that you clearly see on the screen right there. So Cocke County, Jefferson County, Sevier County, Blount, Knox County till 8:45, 9:15 for a special weather statement in Jefferson County, along with Cocke County and Sevier County. So basically, the National Weather Service is issuing that special weather statement because of that little guy right there. That little guy right there. That could pack a punch against some of those winds. Let's just look at some of the lightest green areas, 40, 42, 45. Well, that's not right. It's not 74. That would be some erroneous data. We are definitely not seeing 74 mile per hour winds. But that is about all she wrote, my friends. So just that little cell that's going to swing on in. And I think we will be done for the evening. Yeah, but not for... Where are you talking about, Shelby? 9:15 for Jefferson, Cocke, and Sevier County. 8:45 for Knox County, and it's 8:35 right now. What about here in Kingston tonight? It is a weakening, Kim. So we've got one little, a little bit of a line showing up in Claiborne County right now. Excuse me, Hawkins County, Hancock County, Sneedville area. But watch this. This is tracking to the northeast. So this is cool. Again, you can get this on the interactive radar using the East Tennessee Weather app. It's your future scan. Watch the future scan. So it's like a little bit behind, right? Not much. So there's that line. Now here's the future scan. So there's that line, right? So, okay. So that line is basically right there right now. So it's 8:35. That takes it to 8:51. That's basically now. So let's shave off 20 minutes about everything I'm about to show you. We're going to shave off 20 minutes. Okay. Just to kind of get a general idea. And you can see, so Kingsport, we'll say 20 minutes. Let's just say 8:10. So 20 minutes. So 9:50. It could be in the Kingsport area. So pretty slow progression. I'd say anytime around 9:30, it could be in the Kingsport area, and it should be weakening as it's running into, listen, we've lost the sun now. The sun has gone down. Still firing off. It's still going to rumble and rock and roll for a little bit. I'm not saying that it's not going to do that. It's still going to rock and roll, but I really just don't anticipate. We haven't had any severe weather right now so far, and I don't anticipate any severe weather from here on out. So again, heads up, Sevier County, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Douglas Lake, Dandridge, Bainbury, Newport, White Pine, and Del Rio. I will come back to this here in just a second, but let's just go ahead and talk about the forecast here for a second. Because why not? Okay, so I got to take away all those graphics. All right, let's talk about low temperatures here for tonight. We'll just do a little bit of forecasting in your 7-day if you want to stick around for that. I will be updating the app and the platform here in just a little bit as soon as I get done here. Overnight lows tonight are going to drop into the 30s and 40s. Through the day tomorrow, the wind, it's going to be breezy early on, then the wind starts to relax. It's a northwesterly wind, ushering in the cooler, drier air. So forecast highs tomorrow are going to be significantly colder from what we've been experiencing here recently with above average temperatures. But because we're only going to be in the 30s and 40s across the mountains, 40s and 50s for the rest of East Tennessee. So it is going to be a little bit of a shock to the system, I'd say, tomorrow. You'll need the light jackets. We are rain-free Friday, Saturday with temperatures climbing right back up as another deep trough heads our way, which is going to increase our rain chances late Sunday into early Monday. And hold on a second. Don't leave yet, Reverend Charles Hicks, because there's some colder air and maybe some snow showers on the way. Here's what I'm talking about. Pattern evolution. We pick up our timeline Sunday morning, 7 a.m. Showers and thunderstorms will increase throughout the day on Sunday. A line of showers and thunderstorms. Hopefully we don't see any severe weather out of that one. And a big old deep trough that is going to really cool us down. So you take today's rainfall and Sunday night's rainfall, and we're likely to pick up about 1 inch to 2 inches of rain. So beneficial rain. We need the moisture terribly bad. But watch this, my friends. Dun, 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 dun. Forecast snowfall accumulations. While we may see a little bit of light snow across the highest peaks of the Smokies tonight, maybe up to 1 inch across the highest peaks at best, I think Sunday into Monday, we have a better chance of seeing some snowfall hanging out with us. Now, is it going to cause any issues at all? And the answer is 100% no. Why? It's been too warm. The ground temperatures are now warm. We've been in the 70s and 80s. So impactful weather, not necessarily the case. Old man winter kind of a weather, definitely the case. Here's your 7-day forecast. How about 52 tomorrow, 63 on Friday. We're going to be in the 70s both Saturday and Sunday. Low to mid Saturday and Sunday is going to be great. Saturday is the best day of the weekend. Showers and thunderstorms increase late in the day on Sunday. Sunday night into Monday, the bottom drops out. And it's going to be colder. Some light snow showers throughout the day on Monday, especially across the classic horseshoe, the mountains of East Tennessee. Temperatures will only be in the 40s at this point of the game. 28 degrees on Tuesday morning. And we'll stay in the 40s Tuesday and Wednesday. And if you look at the Climate Prediction Center's forecast above and beyond the 7-day forecast, there's that pocket of colder air. But maybe it doesn't last too long. 8 to 14-day outlook, we may start to see a nice little warming trend once again. Welcome to the roller coaster ride of spring. The other part of the story is not great news. While we are currently in a drought, yes, we are in a drought. This rain today and the rain we'll see on Sunday night is not going to do it. And we could potentially dry out even more above and beyond the 7-day forecast. When you look at your rainfall forecast all the way through March 15th, that's about all we get. That's about all we get. And when you look at the drought, we've got that drought. Now, we've seen improvements over the last week to 2 weeks. Granger County, Northeast Knox County, Jefferson, Hamblin, Hawkins, Hancock, Claiborne, Anderson County. But where we have not seen the improvements is down across the Southern Valley, from Rockwood to Cleveland, where we have a severe and extreme drought. And when you look at your 30-day deficit of rainfall, that's where we have the biggest deficit of 1 inch to nearly 1.5 inches behind what we should be, normal anyways, for this time of the year. And when you look at your 365-day deficit, again, places like Athens and Cleveland and Sweetwater, anywhere from 10 to over 20 inches behind on rainfall for the year. And if you want to keep us all in check, let's talk severe weather once again here real quick. Average risk for tornadoes in the month of March. There it is. Possible for us here in East Tennessee. Greater across the rest of the state, and even greatest from Memphis to Oklahoma City, Tulsa, all the way down to central Alabama, Mississippi, and northern Louisiana. That's what we got. So back to the radar. We've got a pretty good little cell moving its way along the Parkway from Kodak through Sevierville, Pigeon Forge along 441 and 411. This is it. A few special weather statements out there. Weakening. Still holding strong across parts of just outside of Sneedville, north of Rogersville, moving its way towards Burgoynesville. A special weather statement continues, but will expire in 47 minutes for Hawkins, Hancock, Sullivan, Washington, Lee, Wise, Scott, Russell, and Washington counties. They just expanded that due to that cell right there. Special weather statements, I think it's going to continue to weaken. The National Weather Service is just giving folks a heads up. So I think with that said, my friends, we are going to wrap up the day. Everybody say hi to Ed the Camel. All right, my friends, don't forget, as you wrap things up here this evening, as we wrap things up, you can check in with the interactive radar using the East Tennessee Weather app. Go to your app store. I've posted several links in the chat here tonight. It's a great tool. Watches and warnings, interactive radar that gives you past, current, and future radar of 2 hours. Lightning notifications when lightning is within 15 miles of your location. Yes, I do weather every single day here for us in East Tennessee. It's called East Tennessee Weather. I run a 24-hour weather channel that's on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, YouTube, which also shows up front and center on the East Tennessee Weather app. And all those channels get taken over by what you see on the screen right now with live severe weather coverage. It is rented space on social media, my friends. It is rented space. Do not rely on social media for your weather information. You will not get it in a timely manner. You will not be informed of when you need to be informed, and you're going to get a lot of erroneous information by those armchair meteorologists. Find a trusted source. If you like what I do, stick with me. I'll keep you posted. We're growing every single day. Download the app for your smart TVs, Roku TV, Amazon Fire, YouTube. If you have a business, put it up on your business establishments, especially during inclement weather days. And just know that the weather's going to change tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And it's always keeping us on our toes. It is a forecast. It is something that we don't really ever know exactly what's going to happen. But it is sure fun forecasting it for us here in East Tennessee. So thank you for sticking with me tonight. For those of you that have been with me for the last short while, we've been on for about 3 hours or so already. Thank you. I really appreciate you, spending some time with me this evening. And thank you for letting me spend some time and keeping you informed this evening as well. If you want to join me early in the mornings, I do broadcast live 7 days a week, Monday through Friday at 7:30 in the morning, because I help get the kids off to school, although they're on spring break right now. The whole family gets to sleep in. But 7:30 Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock Saturday and Sunday, so I can sleep in a whopping 30 minutes. But the East Tennessee weather platforms are updated by 6 a.m. on the weekdays and typically by 7 a.m. on the weekends. And here we are doing live, severe, or impactful weather for you on all of those East Tennessee weather platforms. And listen, if you're a business here in town and you're looking for some advertisements and some eyeballs, hit me up, sales@easttnweather.com. With that said, I will say good night to you. I will say good night to my family, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Have a great night, my friend.